Is this gonna work? Yes. Welcome to the Out There channel, live stream 228. So I'm just going to kick off the intro and be with you in a minute. Starting a wee bit early. It's way behind here. 40 seconds. Amazing. There's Mr. Mush, you're keeping Robert under control there. He's there partying with his mates at the moment. Alien Grey coming to get you. Haven't seen Mojo around lately, but I think he's out there still. Going down to Area 51. Going down. Hello. Good to be back. Good to be back. I'll be back. Hey guys, so basic rules, no F words, C words unless you spell them wrong. Be civil. And to everybody, no trolling, instant kick for that. You might get a warning if you're lucky from the moderators. Better stop that too. Okay, looking good. What else was there? Just to have a bit of fun today. Looks like we got some nuts to roast. Let's roast some nuts. Nut jobs in ufology. So yeah, who's out there? We've got 3 watching. And as you can see, the subs are still going up slowly. But it's been really slack for traffic lately. So yeah, I'm not sure who's helping me promote the channel or various videos. I know Susan has been made a moderator. Susanator, she's a bit like a Terminator. She'll sort you out in the side chat there if you misbehave. Yeah, so yeah, we've got a few things to go over. As you can see, we've got a few tabs. Some crazy stuff that's been happening as usual in the UFO field with drama, and it takes away from the real topic of UFOs, of course. But yeah, we need to put a few things straight as usual. So first up, I got a copyright claim from Discovery International channel. And they actually released the thing where I used, what was it now? Paranormal Lockdown, I think it was. I used a clip and I modified it to listen to it, and they agreed with me, which is the first time I've ever had a Media Corp actually honor fair use. So there you go. Don't often get those ones. I've probably won 10 claims out of 13 so far. The other ones, one was like a 40-year-old clip I used, the Kiwi that at the end, which I had to convert to a matrix Kiwi to get around stupid copyright infringement claims. Yeah. How long does people hold on to copyright? Obviously for a long time, right? Yeah. So the guy that actually did the cartoon is dead now as well. So it's kind of strange. And what was the other one? One for SpaceX launch. Apparently the guy didn't honor what he said. He said you could use it as long as you connected a reference to his video, which I did that in the description, but they still didn't honor it and wanted to take control of all the money on the live stream. Well, actually, it was an episode called SpaceX UFO, which was quite a good investigation I did there. Some enhancements, if you've not seen it. I was thinking about redoing it, and but I talked over the whole video, right? It should be under fair use. I was talking about things appearing on the screen throughout the whole video. So yeah, it was used on news clips, for Christ's sake. But anyway, so yeah, so that's what you get in the email when you win a dispute, which you rarely ever see. But close that one down. Well, actually, I'll just paste a link to it so you can have a closer look at it if you want to comment on it. Copyright 1. I actually do pretty good at winning these now. As you know, people try and take you down. The problem is a lot of stuff out there ends up on public domain sites, and you're not sure if you can use it or not, because you don't know if they got it from another site wrongly. This is a whole problem with copyright. They call it fair dealing in some places. So yeah, how do you know if your image you're using is really public domain or not? You don't know until someone complains about it. But as we're seeing with Tyler, that he used a logo without hardly any modification for all those years, and he was selling it on T-shirts, which he shouldn't have been able to do. Instead of striking up a deal with the guy to buy the rights of it for $10,000 or whatever, he would have been safe. But it was too late. So let's see. We need to go over the news of Lions Ground on all that today. And so who we got joining us on the side? We got Shelley yet. Susan, Jason, how's it going? We've got a few trolls that are using multiple accounts at the moment. They think they're clever by using the same name and icon. So they steal the identity of other people. But yeah, it's easy to work out. You just ban them, and the ones where it's got the right suppose the DB number on it will remove all those ones, but not the original user of that thing. So I complained to Google that they should really have, if someone creates a name similar to what already exists, it should put it in brackets a number so you know it's a duplicate. I don't know why that's not been done for years ago. You get it on email, don't you, when you create a new account? It has to be a unique name, right? Gives you selections that you can use. Or you make up your own unique name, but yeah, it stops people pretending to be someone else. Yeah, she might be sleeping. So yeah, what happened to Lions Ground? As you noticed, that his YouTube channel got deleted. So he did put out a little video here explaining it, and he's sent it to Team YouTube, which is pretty much like sending it into a rubbish tin. They don't do anything. They just cut and paste monkeys. They're just useless. Terminated my channel, YouTube, Lions Ground. So if we click on that, probably still be down, unless he's got it back. Where's it gone to? At the end, is it? There you go. Doesn't exist. So I wonder if you can restore it. If you leave it too long, right? So what happened? So basically, as you know, he got in contact with the Chinese creator of the logo called JJ Was it JJ Ding or Jin? Does it say here? But anyway, he got the guy to sign over copyright control of the graphic to Lion's Ground, because his obviously English is not too good, and probably he's not familiar with all the legal documents and stuff, and so he signed it over to Lion's Ground to handle it. So he got all the paperwork together, and Lion's Ground's done this before, and taken down websites with the copyrighted material, where they just put it up and don't actually use it under fair use properly, and so you get it removed. So what happened is he put in counterclaims to get the copyright taken down on Tyler's channel, since he owned the copyright now, and YouTube didn't believe him and simply said, do you want to go ahead with this action? If we find that's in error, we will delete your channel. And sure enough, as soon as you hit OK, the channel was deleted. So yeah, he talks about it here in this little video here, which is totally stupid. Just goes to show the kind of mentality that works for Google. You think you'd get on the phone before you delete someone's accounts and talk to them directly about copyright. They obviously thought he forged the paperwork. So I'm pretty sure he'll win this, especially if he gets some lawyers. And they have to restore his account. So how long can it be deleted for? Can it be restored straight again? I don't know. So let's just play the clip, see how it goes. I might need to amp it up.
YouTube deleted my channel, youtube.com/lionsground today. 100% unjustified. Oh yes, in this video I show YouTube's bizarre wrongdoing. So this happened. Imagine your work is being used by a huge YouTube channel for many years, evident in the hundreds of videos, artwork and even merchandise. But you never ever have permitted this person to use your work. And this is what they call copyright infringement. So when is your work copyrighted? I quote, your work is under copyright protection the moment it is created and fixed in a tangible form that is perceptible either directly or with the aid of a machine or device. Source, copyright.government. You can transfer your exclusive copyrights temporarily or forever to another through a copyright transfer agreement. This is useful if you do not have the time or have knowledge of the law, and the person is then also the copyright owner at that time. And I assume that companies such as YouTube knows this. Apparently not. Patio took immediate action, but YouTube, they refused to cooperate and answer all copyright submissions with the following message. And I'm like, what? I just gave every evidence to YouTube. In my response mail, I literally gave them a blueprint of why this channel is violating my rights to make it extra easy for YouTube. YouTube response is, information such as copyright registration certificate, blah 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 blah. If you wish to do so, please reply to this email with, I hereby retract my claim of copyright infringement, end quote. Wait a minute, are they encouraging in this email to stop the claim? YouTube is provided with all the evidence that they need to remove the content. Enough nonsense and wasted time. I sent YouTube an official takedown notice pursuant to the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998. Today I received a response from YouTube. Quote, the legal request may be fraudulent. Here we go again. As a result, your YouTube account has been terminated. This is the action of someone who has no knowledge of the law or someone who protects the internet fraud in question.
Yeah, I've often said that before, whether Tyler's got some fans that work in Google that are protecting him. Or maybe he's like a government honeypot YouTube channel to create disinformation on the UFO field. Remember that Tyler was an actor, so he could quite easily be hired to be a disinformation agent. So yeah, how'd that work with the money? Well, maybe they said, well, we'll give you a salary and anything that you earn on the channel you can keep. Simple as that, right? So yeah, who knows? Certainly strange. Looks like they've got some GUFONs hired there at Google that can't comprehend stuff. So yeah, I don't know what you think about that, but that's just crazy, isn't it? One strike and you're gone. You know, you'd think you get on the phone at least before you terminate someone's accounts. But you think your page would also have a button, refute this deletion of the channel, or something like that. Or click on a button to talk online, you know, one of those chat programs you get on the side where you can talk to someone interactively. Obviously, there's a communication breakdown there, big time. So instead of deleting Tyler's channel, they deleted his instead. And I'm sure there's a few haters out there probably laughing at that, but it will probably get reversed, I'd say. If not, Google's going to have a hell of a time. There's going to be a lot of channels talking about it, how it was wrongly done, and it'll be all around the internet. So it'll be bad press. I've sort of given some links to Lions Ground to some people that might do that. So good luck to them. And so what's happened since? Well, he's still continuing without the YouTube channel. So he posted this yesterday. And one final kick in the nuts. So it's roasted nuts today. All alien disc artwork removed from Secure Team's shop. And now when you buy a t-shirt from Secure Team, it just has a single word, massive, or insomnia, or whatever it is. So how do we get to that page? Let's have a look and have a laugh, I suppose. Spreadsheet, there we go. I'll just open it in a new window since we're running out of tabs here. Let's have a look. Secure Team. Know the truth. Looks like he might have edited some already, has he? I know, massive. Yep. Obviously spent a lot of time on the graphic work there. That's a common one that you can just pull off. It must be public domain, that one. Didn't even put his name on that. It's totally boring, isn't it? Stupid. NASA, never a straight answer, which we know is BS. This was just what you get from Tyler, is never a straight answer, that's for sure. What else we got? Was that it? Is that all he's got on there? He really works hard, doesn't he, for his dollar, doesn't he? Mine's just full of different things. So yeah, serves him right. So if you want to go into comment on that, I should have put the other one too, shouldn't I? Go and give support to Lions Ground on taking down Tyler. He deserves all he gets. I've been debunking him every week for the last 3 years, and that's why my channel is so low in numbers, because people just won't listen and they just get all upset. How dare you attack my fanboy? Well, he's a fraudster. Get and watch the stuff and then you'll understand. So yeah, Lions Ground, take down. But if you go to that page and click on his name, you get to the main page, you'll see he's pinned that other video that I just removed. And I think he's got a video on that one, has he? What's people doing here? She's got bendy legs, that's for sure. So people were talking to him there. I assume everything's coming out alright on the audio side of things. You would let me know. Okay. Keyword. Bring back Lions Ground. Yeah. Everyone should be hammering the support line, shouldn't they, until they give in. Yeah, but they're on the wrong, so they should do anyway. Maybe compensate them for the downtime. So yeah, so we get on to GUFON, the hypocrites. Okay, so last live stream I talked about him working with hoaxes, and yet he's meant to be a truther. And one of them is here, where he sent a letter to Sucky Ting, as he says here, security. I didn't understand what he was saying. Security multiple times with no spot. So not just once, but he kept hammering with emails about his stupid alien head. Won't acknowledge his emails. I'm not surprised. Everybody's seen the stuff that this guy puts up. It's really nasty work that he does. He attacks everybody under the sun and claims to be an expert with 14 years experience. And of course, as you can see here, he promotes third phase of the moon on his YouTube channel. What a hypocrite. You can't be a truther and support both of those people. And he's obviously done a lot of videos to build up his channel in recent weeks, laughing at security when basically it was other people's work. Now, he managed to get hold of the DUI video before anyone else did. Big deal. But I was the only one that actually enhanced the audio so you could actually hear Tyler in the whole chunk of episodes. I think even Lions Ground put up a version there after him the next day. What's his name? Rich GUFON. So yeah, still it wasn't better audio than what I did, because I spent quite a lot of time on it as an audio engineer. Cleaning up the noise in the background, static, as well as boosting it up, low volume upwards. So yeah, if you haven't seen my version, you can definitely hear it's Tyler's voice this on my version. But I didn't put the full video on. There was a bit at the end that wasn't needed, where it was empty in the bottle. But what I said was I was the one to break the news to the internet about the court cases. Me and a guy called Damien, and he posted it around on his Facebook page, I think it was. No, on his YouTube page, I think. I saw some links being posted, and I verified it by actually finding the court, and I was probably the first one to put up the snapshots, and I'm pretty sure there's a few people out there can actually verify that I was the first to post out the court case images, and then everybody then started using it and posting it around. So yeah, he's saying that I was lying, that I wasn't the one to break that news. You can see the timestamps on my Twitter account where I've posted it, and see if you can find the oldest comment there. So yeah, there might have been people posting the newspaper article at the same time, and it's possible, but it was me that first found the database information and put it out there, which confirmed the newspaper article. So yeah. So what happened is this guy did an interview with Alien Addict as well. So there you go. Definitely working with the two big hoaxes out there. Why trying to make fun of everybody else, which is not on. He attacks even UFO Jesus, and he's a pretty harmless guy. Not that I believe of all of the stuff the guy says, but he's entitled to his opinion. Some of it's correct, of course. He took on Mick West and did a pretty good job, I thought, of defending the UFO field there. So I have no problem with UFO Jesus. At least he's not working with the two big hoaxer channels. What a hypocrite. Okay, so let's close that down. So when I first found GUFON, I never knew of the guy. First time I heard him was when he was putting up the court case information, and I went and checked him out, right? And See, I don't watch SOR, whatever it's called, Spaced Out Radio, and I ain't got time to watch. I've got to be selective of what stuff I watch. And I didn't know that he was a host on that radio show, but he just recently quit. What was I going to say? Yeah, so he started up his own YouTube channel, and he said he's leaving to work on his YouTube channel. But the guy keeps doing this. He doesn't know what he's doing. He's the only one I know that's got these zombie live streams going, where he's got 2 or 3 or 4 going at the same time, and he doesn't understand how it works clearly, and he's been calling me an idiot. So recently I posted some comments on his side chat. I don't know if he bothered listening to what I was saying, but I told him that there was an admin tab when you got live streams going that you can enter and switch between the live streams and end streaming. So I think what he's done is he set up some automation through OBS where it does it for him. And of course, if OBS crashes and starts again, it creates another live session. And that's not the best way in doing it. The best way is to create it on Google and tell OBS to stream to that particular key. So if OBS or the internet drops, it will resume, as you've seen with my live streams, from where it left off. Hopefully mine's still going. Because you got to check, this is where you need 2 screens. One screen's got the admin panel for controlling it and monitoring it, and the other one's for doing the presentation on. So yeah, he probably hasn't got a 2 screen, I don't know, but he certainly had a lot of donations on the side. So yeah, I sent a message to one night because it was the time where there was a lot of problems going on, and there was this Iranian guy got shot, remember, with the missile attack on that general guy. I can't remember his name now, but Trump sent it in. And of course, that they were saying a lot of places were being hacked by Iranian hackers, government sites leaving messages. And oddly enough, Google was having trouble that night. So I sent him a message saying, something going on with live streams. I just tried to join one, and it's going around in a big loop. And it turned out that it was not their fault. It was this guy didn't know how to use the management tab on the live stream to end some of the older live streams that were still trying to capture the data. So what's going on here is he's got 2 streams going with the same encryption key, and they're trying to fight over the data being sent to them from the OBS software. He would be better off using Minicam like I can, as I like Minicam a lot better than OBS because it's a nice easy font and layout, and it's really simple, no messing around, and it does the job. As you can see, I can do complex stuff on here, and Minicam makes it super easy, and it also has virtual camera built in for doing the live chats. Like the way I do it is I just simply connect to a live chat and drop it on the screen, right? I don't have to do layers and all that sort of stuff. So that's technical side of things, but it's fairly easy. Of course, you've got to buy a license for it. It's only like $70, but that's no problem. So yeah, I funded all my channel out of my own pocket. I don't get enough money to fund the licenses each year, but that's the way it goes. So I'll just close that one down. So on to the next bit, where this guy's claiming to be a researcher and an expert in the UFO field. He started talking on this live stream with Alien Addict, and he was making claims that were clearly wrong, and he won't admit it, and he starts coming back at me attacking. So we'll just go through that and just play a clip of it under fair use from the part where he starts off talking about that sphere UFO.
The ball that goes past the aeroplane.
Right, from the pilot.
Yeah, and that's already, people are trying to debunk that now, but we came to the conclusion, well, you came to the conclusion that it's CGI.
I do. I believe it is. It's just like the Utah one. It appears out of thin air, and the timing doesn't make sense on it. It would have had to have been, it would have been so far away from the time this guy, now we don't know how he turned on his camera. Was his camera off and then he turned it on because of what he saw? We don't know that. See, these are the details we need. Did he have the camera on and only took 3 seconds to focus in on it? We don't know that, because that could mean the difference between 30 seconds and 5 seconds.
Yeah, so I just want to comment on that. One thing he's obviously doesn't understand is parallax. So it looks like it's going faster towards the plane or past the plane than it really is. So when the pilot sees it, he sees it with his normal vision and sees it's a object in the sky, grabs his phone, turns on the app, starts filming the cockpit, so you can see the altitude, which was around about, it was between 30,000 and 20,000, so it's about 25,000, around about there. You can see it on the dial. So he films that first, which is really clever, and then he aims out the window to film the object slowly approaching them, and it looks like it's going faster because he's zooming in, obviously, and then it really is. So yeah, it's not CGI. It's just that this guy doesn't understand obviously the artifacts and technical side of cameras. He claims to be, but obviously you don't. So let's just carry on here.
From when he saw it and started taping it. And why I'm bringing that up, because the object was passing by them so fast that if it did take him 30 seconds to see it, analyze it, turn on the camera, and then focus in on it, that would have taken about 30 seconds. It flies by, it does. So that object would have been so far away. There's no way he would have been able to see it. So this video, there's a lot of problems with it.
Obviously wrong.
And if there's that many problems with it, it's most likely a fake. He zooms in. Also, he's assuming where the object's going to go, which means they've already set this up.
As you know, UFO interests contact the pilot, and if the pilot was making a CGI fake, he wouldn't have said it was a balloon. So straight away he's wrong. All you have to do is some basic research and reach out to the pilot on Twitter. Rather than, you could ask him all these questions. How he started his camera and all that sort of stuff, right? Most people have their smartphones on, so yeah, it doesn't take long to hit the home button, tap on the camera icon, and switch it over to camera mode and start recording. So yeah, he's making a lot of assumptions here.
Beforehand, like they go, okay, I'm going to focus here, but they just couldn't get the UFO to get centered the whole time. You know what I mean? They were just missing the mark in editing. And they probably just said, forget it, just leave it, it's close enough. Well, nobody focuses that way on an object. You don't try to predict where it's going, you try to center it so you could watch it. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, UFO of Interest did a video, which I think you mentioned that in the last stream, where he says it's balloons.
Right.
Oh no, yeah, not balloons.
Mylar balloons. Weather balloons, yeah. Well, I think this was around 20,000 feet. Mylar balloons don't go past usually around 3,500 feet, just regular balloons. So you'd have to have a really huge balloon.
Alright, so straight away he said Mylar balloons don't go typically over 3,500 feet there. And just keep on going here. He's saying, yeah, if it's a big balloon and a weather balloon, then it could go up to plane level.
To get that altitude all the way up. That's why those weather balloons are huge. Ridiculous. 2 stories.
No. See, he's wrong there. Again, if you Google weather balloon, they're not 2 stories at all. A typical weather balloon is only like a man-sized balloon. As you can see here from the pictures, there's a weather balloon. Weather balloons, it tells you weather balloon. What he's thinking of is high altitude balloons. Look, you can see how big it is. And of course they expand, and eventually they pop. Alright, so about 30,000-40,000 feet probably, or higher. But what he's thinking about is obviously high altitude balloons, which you can see here is one there. Earth reality is a weather balloon. So he's thinking of these massive 2-story weather balloons, but these ones are often seen up at airplane height. And of course mitre balloons as well, because mitre balloons can be this big. They're big as humans, as you know. We've looked at them before. So simply saying mitre balloons don't go over 3,500 feet is referring to those little party balloons. So it's misleading. So it can be a balloon still. Mitre balloon, 40-inch ones. Let's see if it comes up. And so I guess all those are 40-inch ones. Looks like it. It said 40-inch. Gold miler numbers. So you can imagine the number flying through airspace there. Plus you got the character balloons as well. You got the Stormtrooper one, which is quite big. I think that might even be bigger than 40 inches. There you go. Looks as big as the weather balloon, right? I assume it's mylar and not latex. I don't think you can print much on latex, can you? Let's have a look. Does it tell us what material it is? Pretty cool balloon though. Sort of thing you have in the corner. Oh, 70-inch. See how big that one is? See, I told you they were bigger. So these ones can probably go up to a fair height. Doesn't say what it's made from though, does it? Let's see. Helium. No. I'll say it would be the mylar ones. Why is it not going back? Let's see what's going on here. And you got, what's that character there? That's 40. R2D2. I don't think it's latex, is it? It says full, so that has to be like mylar, doesn't it? And they call it full balloon. So there you go. The 26-inch, that one. So you see what I mean. Anything like that flying past the plane is going to look crazy. Plus you're going to have like UFO balloons as well. They get quite big as well. UFO. These ones here, look. I don't know how big they are though. So if that was flying past the plane, you'd say, oh, it's a UFO. Yeah, it is. It's a UFO balloon. You can see how big it is. This one is what, at least 10, 11 people wide and 2 people high. I don't know what you'd use that for though, but you can buy it from AliExpress for $325 US. And you can even get plain balloons. It just goes on and on. So all this ends up in the sky, and it can reach high altitudes. I think a couple of years ago there was a balloon that was an elephant that just passed a jumbo jet. Imagine sucking that in a jet engine, right? I think there was a big elephant one. I think it was Dumbo or something like that. Got away from a birthday party. People owned up to it. Could have caused the crash. Is it Dumbo? Dumbo. We could probably just type in Dumbo elephant. Probably can find the story to it actually. So I put out a tweet there saying fake news, Mylar balloons can go higher than 3,500 feet and often do. And he didn't like that. So he started attacking me. Let's see. Dumbo elephant. I'll just try that balloon. Something like that. 16-inch. Let's see if we can find the article from last year or the year before, I think it was. Character balloon. Yeah, Miss Plane UK, I think it was. Here we go. Might be that one. Board plane, London. So let's have a look. Party balloon near miss sparks panic aboard plane from London City. Oh, that one's a bundle of balloons. That's not the one I was thinking of then. Cessna. So there you go. It just shows what they can cause problems. Mystery balloon scare Indian flight. We're just trying to find an example of a Mylar balloon. Those ones were latex last time. Let's see. Does it tell us what they were? There'll be latex ones. But again, this shows that not all planes fly at high altitude. When they come into land, they can still hit these balloons, which could cause a disaster. Let's see, character balloon, try elephant. Plane hits balloon. Here we got a video. I'm pretty sure it was an elephant. Can't seem to find the article. I think it was on UK Express or somewhere like that. But you get what I mean, though. If it's a character balloon, it's going to be Mylar, and of course it was coming into land. So I don't know what the altitude was, but yeah. What happens to them? They get up to a certain altitude, and obviously they pop and come down to the sea, and they get swallowed up by dolphins or whales or sharks or something like that, right? So yeah, they're quite. They should be banned, really. Did you already discuss the GUFON radio thing? Yep, talking about it now. And before I just talked about Lion's Ground. So on to the next bit. So I posted this here. Dear the research man, Mylar balloons can go high depending on thickness and size. Some are very big, 40 inches, but I just found out that Stormtrooper was 70. maybe bigger and aren't just circular hexagons, and allow some expanded. Altitude can range from 1,000 feet all the way up to 26,000 feet. So the small ones obviously will pop at 1,000. The next size up will pop around about 3,000, and of course the next size up 7, and so on. But I think we can get ones even higher than 26,000 feet. It's just no one's done any tests on every Marla balloon out there and put some sort of sensor on it. The latex ones can easily get to 30,000 feet or higher. And of course I took some screen snapshots of him where he's saying this. So we'll just carry on what he's saying. So I actually did some research from a Google search and found this here before I continue, where it talks about the expansion of balloons and helium can reach the height of 9,000 meters, 29,000 feet. So easy reaches plane level there. But it doesn't say whether it's latex, I don't think, or mylar. Just says helium balloons. But on the next one, where is it? Toy balloons burst around about 10 kilometers, while professional meteorological balloons heights are 30 kilometers. So what's 10 kilometers? Well, it's about 30,000 feet, I think. Let's see, 10 kilometers. 2 feet. Oh, helps everyone type. There you go, 32, almost 33,000 feet. So that's what they're saying there on another site. But it doesn't again talk about the material. It talks about two constraints: the strength of the balloon material and Archimedes' principle. Air pressure surrounding air drops, the helium expands. Here we go. Helium balloons rise because helium is lighter than air. According to the US Fish and Wildlife Service, helium-filled mylar balloons can rise as high as 5 miles above the Earth. That's more than 26,000 feet. Now, this was taken from a news posting on their website last year. So, yeah, I believe that's also wrong. I think it can go even higher. But this shows that you just got to do the research there. So if you know balloons can go as high as a plane, then you can't rule out balloon, right? So let's go back to what he was saying. And also it says here, which is quite interesting, helium-filled mylar balloons can travel more than 1,000 miles before it returns to Earth. Wow. Imagine putting the camera on that and picking it up. So yeah. So let's carry on listening.
So while we're on balloons, what percentage of UFO?
So let's just
If
go
it
back.
did take him 30 seconds to see it, analyze it, turn on the camera, and then focus in on it, that would have taken about 30 seconds. It flies by, it does. So that object would have been so far away. There's no way he would have been able to see it. So this video, there's a lot of problems with it. And if there's that many problems with it, it's most likely a fake. He zooms in. Also, he's assuming where the object's going to go, which means they've already set this up beforehand. Like they go, okay, I'm going to focus here, but they just couldn't get the UFO to get centered the whole time. You know what I mean? They were just missing the mark in editing, and they probably just said, forget it, just leave
It's
it,
a
it's
balloon,
close
you
enough.
dickhead.
Well, nobody focuses that way on an object. You don't try to predict where it's going. You try to center it so you could watch it. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, UFO of Interest did a a video, which I think you mentioned that in the last stream, where he says it's balloons.
Right. Yeah, mylar balloons. Weather balloons.
Well,
yeah.
that one they just put on there apparently is quite big, and it can actually get up to, I think it was around about 25,000 feet. So, but it wasn't that one. It was another one. I think I might have a picture of it on one of the links here, which I showed live stream anyway. It was one of those big 40-inch multiple color ones that were shaped like a hexagon, and had like a bright yellow spot in the middle, which kind of looks like a dome on the video when it's passing. So you can see it sort of matches up. I'm not sure if I've got a picture of it here. That's probably in one of the sub. I hate how Twitter does it. It'll be in the link there somewhere. Let's see. We'll just go over the other stuff. So I did actually print out the little chat here, what he said, on other stuff as well, which we'll go over in a minute. The insults.
Well, I think this was around 20,000 feet. Mylar balloons don't go past usually around 3,500 feet, just regular balloons.
So there you go. He's straight away discluding balloons. But he doesn't say that they can go any higher there, right? So he doesn't make it really clear. And I don't think he realized they can go up to 26,000 feet, to tell the truth.
So you'd have to have a really huge balloon to get that altitude all the way up. That's why those weather balloons are huge. Ridiculous. 2 stories.
So while we're on balloons, what percentage of UFO sightings would you say, in your opinion, are balloons, and what?
I don't know. And what?
And what percent is the real deal?
What
percent? Because I would say 1%.
Right, and then I would take that and one up you and say it's 0.001%.
Well, we know that's not true. We know a lot of the MUFON cases that I go through when I get time to do them, a lot of them turn out to be balloons, right? So probably the majority of the UFO cases on MUFON are balloons. Not 1%, probably really high percent. So again, you probably can do a Google search on this. MUFON see what they reckon. I think Cheryl Costa, she put out a table, and I'm pretty sure it was quite a high percentage. She listed different shapes as well. What percentage cases are balloons? Let's see if we can find out. See here straight away, most likely a balloon case. But we're looking for a chart. I don't know if we got it here or not. Oh, here we go. Did I see something there? 25%. I don't know if that was the one. Let's see. There must be some sort of chart around. Just goes to show that they don't format their data for search engines, because it should really come up like on the first page. Percentage, what did I read there? Only a small percentage are unexplained for Project Blue Book. 90% of UFO, 95 they reckon here, can be explained as weather balloons, flares, and well-documented UFO cases. So what does that one say there? Scientific American. I'd say probably at least 25% would be balloons, not 1%. It's quite big, isn't it? It's blabbing a lot of stuff there. I thought it might have a chart, but I can't see it. What's that one there? 95%. Where balloons flare, sky lanterns, planes flying in formation. Secret aircraft, birds reflecting the sun, planes reflecting the sun, blimps, helicopters, planet Venus or Mars, meteorites, space junk, sundogs, ball lightning. We've sort of covered most of those on MUFON, haven't we? Reflected lights of clouds, lights being reflected off window. I wonder if I got that one there. Lights reflected off cockpit window and more. So yeah. But I know there was a chart. Let's see. I wonder if we can find it. MUFON Costa stats. Let's have a look. Stats features. I probably should have looked this up before today's stream. There's only so much I can do. I know you guys probably have seen the charts that I've seen and probably know what percentage it was. You misunderstood him. The other guy asked what percentage does he think are balloons, what percentage are real, and he thinks it's 1%. No, he said it was 0.0001%, which is untrue. He went he got even smaller. We just listened to it there. Rob's there watching. So yeah, Susan there is the moderator. She'll kick anyone out that's being a pain. So what do we got here? Any stats at all? Got UFO sightings in the city. No, that's not the chart, is it? Well, you think it'd be easy to find a chart of stats. Should be like on their main page, really. Yeah, it's probably on the Facebook page and it's hidden from Google searches. Anyway, move on. If someone out there wants to find it, go ahead. So he's saying it's 0.001%.
I don't think there's that many real UFOs. Like, okay, let's back this up for a second. When we're talking UFOs, we mean aliens driving them. We don't just mean an unidentified object.
So what's he trying to say? Is he reversed what the question was? Is that what you're saying? 1% right.
That and one up you and say it's 0.001%. I don't think.
Are they saying it's aliens or balloons? Right. I'm pretty sure he said balloon there, didn't he?
Our balloons don't go past usually around 3,500 feet, just regular balloons. So you'd have to have a really huge balloon to get that altitude all the way up. That's why those weather balloons are huge.
No, you only need
ridiculous.
40 inches.
2 stories.
So while we're on balloons, what percentage of UFO sightings would you say, in your opinion, are balloons, and what?
So he's asking him how many balloons.
And what percent is the real deal? Because I would say 1%.
Right, and then I would take that and one up you and say it's 0.001%. I don't think there's that many real UFOs. Like, okay.
So
Let's
yeah,
back this up.
he's ambiguous there. Is he saying it's 0.001% balloons, or is he saying it's real UFOs? So yeah, he's making a really hack job of answering the question. But I would say that there's probably 1% real
Probably.
UFOs, and he's
I
thinking
told you.
he's answering the question wrong. What an idiot. What he should say, yeah, I think it's 25% balloons actually, and 1% probably real UFOs is probably what he's trying to say, or 0.001. No, I'm not. I've just corrected it, mate. Seki. I just told you. He answered the question wrong. He switched it around and turned it into what percentage of real UFOs. We just listened to it again. The guy is an idiot.
Before I wanted to do something a little different, try to give something different or talk about things, but it's kind of hard. I've talked about so many things over the years. I constantly talk about it on the show. That's what the show circles around.
On his show is nastiness, right? So if you go to his show, let's have a look at all the people that he hassles. He even called Robert Hastings. What did he say, Robert? You heard the line. I can't remember exactly how it quoted, but he was getting stuck into Robert Hastings, who's spent 35 years researching before he wrote a book on it. And I think it was a book on nuclear and UFOs. But if you go to his videos, you know, he's picking on anybody and everybody and talking about crazy stuff, you know. So he's got one here with a UFO sighting. Straight away it looks like one of those street lamps that someone's dangling on a fish line. He's a hypocrite. He's got a lot of people that he picks on, like UFO Jesus, right? So he's entitled to his opinion. He's not creating fake videos here, promoting IFO videos like other fake channels. So he picks on UFO Jesus. He just picks on everybody. But he just talks. He doesn't actually really show why they are frauds. He just mocks them pretty much. So he's even got the ghost hunter guy there, Sack. You know, of course, that guy's all about money now. But you can't deny they've got some interesting evidence, and I don't think they faked it all. But they might be faking wee bits of it. Or being, you know, like that reflection one I debunked that reflection one, which was actually just him standing there. It reflected off the wall into the thermal camera. No, full spectrum camera it was. But yeah, there's no need to pick on everybody. Just pick on the ones that are big channels that are out to profit from it, right? So we don't need to hear any more of that. He definitely said Mylar balloons typically don't go from 3,500 feet. That's wrong. I don't know where he pulled that figure out of his hat. But even most websites say they go to 7,000 feet. So he goes and talks about me talking about balloons, and he says, but I said about size. I should have kept it open, shouldn't I? Let's see. He talks about size, and you can search the transcript and see it doesn't talk about size at all. It doesn't mention size or thickness on balloons. He just talks about a weather balloon being 2 stories high, right? Where is it? should have been in the list. History here. That one there. So what you can do is you can open up the transcript as I've shown before, and it gives you a breakdown of the auto translation, and you can cut and paste that so you can quote people. Might have to reload it. Google, you're useless. Alright, so just reload that. Here you go, you got the transcript now. And as you know, you can actually then search on it with the find. Oop. And you can type in Myla and it will tell you how many reference of the word. So there's only 2 references of Myla taught, and that's the clip that we played. Myla balloons, weather balloons, yeah, well, this was around 20,000 feet. Myla balloons don't go past usually 3,500, which is wrong. So not only is he wrong about this it being CGI, he's wrong about the Myla balloons, which is what I was pointing out there. And of course he said no, he talked about the size and thickness. So let's type in size and see how many references there are. There you go, 0. None, no words in that whole live stream was size mentioned. Thickness, again 0, 0. So you didn't mention about the thickness or the size of balloon. So we'll just get back to that in a minute. So close that one down, I suppose. So now, right, Alliance Ground did a clip from, but we'll come back to that in a minute. So we'll just play the clip where he's attacking me.
This guy, the Out There channel, this guy is so fucking stupid. I'm not kidding. Seriously, he doesn't have critical thinking. Now, I haven't said anything about this guy. I've been holding it in. But he wants the attention.
Holding it in, you say. He wanted to say something about me. Well, you got your opportunity now, mate. You started slanging me off as slander. So let's carry on.
He's got no brains.
Got no brains.
Alien Addict videotaped 2 dots in the sky, most likely balloons. He admitted that, probably balloons. The guy
he didn't.
actually spent 9 hours.
So I'm going to cover that in a minute. What I did is I did 3 live streams as a learning how to use all the tools for video enhancement. So it was spread over 3 live streams. As you know, live streams can go up to 3 hours. But I didn't only just do that in those live streams. As you know, I have multiple topics on each of the live streams. So it wasn't 9 hours. So that's a lie straight away. Alien Addict said there were UFOs. He didn't believe they were balloons. He said that multiple times on his Twitter account. He's probably deleted the comments. But, yeah. I wanted to prove to him that they were balloons, so I did all the hardcore video analysis on it. As you know, doing it on a live stream is a teaching thing, which I'll bring up the episodes in question. I was using this old computer, which barely run. Probably worse than the computer that he had, where he say it was causing zombie streams. But yeah, when you're doing high-end processing on graphics and doing a live stream, the computer gets very hot and slows down. So straight away he's insulting me here and incorrect information. So he's taking it second-hand information and he's blabbing it out there.
For balloons. What took me 30 seconds to go, oh yeah, it's balloons. And
yeah, but my thing is I actually pinned what actual balloon it was. And I zoomed in, enhanced it, and you could see what it was, which was a panda balloon that had broken in half as it was coming down.
Oh yeah.
So he's wrong. It probably takes like 10 hours to do a proper research case on a video sighting. If you got a couple of dots in the sky and someone's holding up a portrait the wrong way around, which Alien Addict did do, you got even lower quality to work with. So yeah, I was asked as a favor by QVid whether I'd look at his video for him, and I did, and I decided to do it as a teaching presentation of using all the command line tools to rip the video into individual frames, and then to zoom, crop, and create a stabilized version manual process, and so you could apply enhancements with filters on each of the images to be able to see it better, which is what I did do, and we could see black and white coloration where the limbs were black and the body was white, and you could see that the head was there with the two black ears, which had broken off. But yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. But here he is, he's slanging me off, and it's incorrect. So we'll just keep on, go back and listen.
I did the interview with Alien Addict, and I was talking about
balloons, you know, party balloons.
Balloons.
And I was saying they don't generally go higher than 1,000 feet to 3,000 feet, depending on how big they are. And I actually said thickness and size, and this guy's telling me to do the
so we just
research,
proved there, he mentioned no thickness and size. It's not in the transcript. So again, he's making up stories to cover his ass. So just carry on.
He didn't even listen to the show. This is why people are stupid.
We listened to the segment on the airline pilot and balloons. That's all there was. As you see, I did a search on Myla, and it's only mentioned in that particular case he was talking about.
You see what like, I don't know what I'm talking about. I said
that's right,
exactly
he just admitted he doesn't know what he's
say.
talking about.
He's trying to tell me something I said in the show.
No, you didn't, mate. We just proved
this guy,
it.
the Out There channel, this guy is so fucking stupid. I'm not kidding. Seriously, he doesn't have critical thinking. Now, I haven't said it.
I don't have critical thinking. He's not even watched any of my channel if he thinks that, right? He thinks Robert, I think, where Robert does the UFO cases, and he probably thinks that's me on the screen, right? And Robert's a bit more believer in some of the cases he puts up, where I sort of go, and then offer my input to it. Which, you know, Robert has, he's not a total believer, as we know. He does agree with me with some stuff. But I think what he's done is he's cherry-picked what he's watched on me, and he thinks that Robert is probably me. And he thinks I believe in every UFO sighting and got no critical thinking. Well, if he thinks that Robert's got no critical thinking, he's also wrong. So I don't know how much he's watched of me, but he's totally wrong.
Anything about this guy. I've been holding it in. But he wants the attention because, you know, he's got no brains. Alien Addict videotaped 2 dots in the sky, most likely balloons. He admitted that, probably balloons. The guy actually spent 9 hours
fake news
trying to debunk that those were balloons. What took me 30 seconds.
I knew it
go,
was a balloon within 2 seconds,
no other
mate.
way you can tell. You can't get close enough to it to know what it really is, but most likely it's balloons, I said. And then I talked about how balloons, that's why weather balloons, they go very high up because they're 100 yards. Some of them are 300 feet in length. They go into the stratosphere.
Yeah, high altitude ones, mate, not just typical weather balloons.
This guy's telling me I didn't say that. Do the research.
Yeah, do the
Yeah,
research.
I talked about those balloons, but I also talked about, well, he didn't listen. That's how stupid this fucking field is. That's how dumb these people
effing
are.
dumb you are, mate.
That's how stupid he is. And I'm going to let him know right now. Hold on while I do this.
Oh, this is funny. He really
got no
he
choice.
stuffs up and sends it to the wrong person, right? Let's see.
Half me, half you.
You can see he's replying to
Alright, I
Area
gotta type this in.
503 there.
All right. Oh my God.
So this is something else I've noticed with him. He's the only one I know that streams in 480p. Let's see if he's got it higher. No, it won't go any higher than 480p. Who streams in 480p, right? And then puts a little sub window, which is probably only like 140p, right? So he's got half the screen taken up with him. So you can't read what's on the screen here. So it's just useless.
Critical thinking.
I got no critical thinking.
Didn't watch the entire show / interview.
I didn't need to watch the entire show. I just watched the segment and used the search thing for the transcript
I mentioned
to see if he mentioned any more on balloons. And I think there was only a few references for balloons. Where was the find again? Oh, right, this is a different live. Here it is. Let's see, how many times did he mention balloons in that episode? Balloon 13, balloons 9. So I think it's all in that same segment. Yeah, 20,000 feet, 3,500 feet balloons. What's your opinion on balloons? And then I'm talking about the 1%. And it's gone round and going in circles. So it's all in that segment that we just played. So we listened to anything on balloons was in that 5-minute segment there. So we're just proving that now on screen.
Said I didn't. Dill hole. You can't swear.
Call me a dill hole.
You are seriously the dumbest person I have met.
Well, both of them promoting third phase on the moon as well. It's calling them buddies. And Alien Addicts just removed all his debunks on security, and suddenly he's got a nice donation in his Patreon. So I'm not too sure what's going on there, but it's kind of suspicious. As you know, as we found out, Tyler pays off people to stop debunking them or remove content on them. But now Tyler's money has been killed, hopefully.
This is stupid as hell. You are seriously the dumbest person I've met in 14
He won't be able to afford to pay everybody $500 each, or $30 each, or $50 each.
Dumb. He really is. I said it all. And the war begins. Oh, I didn't mean to go to Area 503. I went to Area 503.
He needs a little dunce cat. We need a little dunce cat to put down here.
This is why you don't do stuff. Right? This is why you just ignore. And now I can't find the guy.
But you didn't ignore me. You could have said, yeah, I meant to say they can go higher. But he wouldn't do that. He had to trash me instead. You know, I admit if I made a mistake, or if I get some new information or data, I will correct a previous live, like I've done in the past, where I did calculations on a possible rocket being launched from a submarine for the Nimitz. I had forgot about the acceleration factor, that the missile takes about 8 seconds to get up to that speed. Well, according to the radar data, it was 1 second or less, right? So I omitted that, and then following live and redid some of it.
The wrong message to you. Oh, I give up.
And I
don't
even
give a shit.
stated that it could have been multiple objects that had cloaking technology, and sure enough, a couple of weeks later, out come an article on the Nemesis project where they're using swarm drones that can cloak radar from radar and cloak visible. I'm not sure how they do that, probably through LED technology, probably. So it disappears from the pilot as well as thermal and radar. So yeah, sure enough, it's possible now. They could launch a swarm from a submarine underwater and create a vertical line of them that sort of blink on and off, and it looks like objects shooting upwards at fast speed, and just confuse everybody. So yeah,
Screw him. I'm done.
He's done.
Go play with yourselves. Bunch of idiots. I don't even know why I waste my time.
You're the idiot,
I
mate.
don't even know why I waste my time.
You should leave YouTube, mate. You shouldn't waste your time.
So dumb. He's probably baiting me into it. You would have to be baiting me into it because it doesn't make any sense. Are you that
No, I was
stupid?
just correcting your information there on my Twitter account. You're the one that sort of baited it.
Oh, he didn't listen to the whole show. That's what these guys do. That's what they do.
No, I couldn't listen to more than 10 minutes of you, mate. It's just a load of dribble. All he is, he's talking head, isn't he? And puts that little side screen on, which you can't hardly see, and gives his opinion on things. He's not actually showing how to use the tools like I do. Plug it into Plane Fighter, actually line it up and all that sort of stuff. Overlay images to see if it's an exact image of a balloon that's seen in the video and stuff like that. So I do a lot of proper analysis, right? And of course, you wouldn't have a senior guy from MUFON being friends with someone that's a complete jack-off. You don't get ill from MUFON coming onto a live stream if he doesn't believe what you do is correct. And he doesn't want me, he wants, I think I've got it here somewhere. Here we go. Where he actually talks about a video I did with security where I said it was a crow. And so he went to investigate it. And he said here, you got that one right. I thought it was a smear on the windscreen. As soon as you said crow, I ate crow, you're spot on. And when I took that info into the field, your hypothesis panned out gold. I was good critical thinking. Here we go, critical thinking. Well, the other idiot's saying I have none on your part, and you can quote me on that. So there you go. We've got actually proper investigator that's been doing it for over 10 years. That closes many cases every month. So he said here we got a big crow raven. The ravens are actually bigger than crows. Hybrids out in the Simi Valley, where I work, and where the case originated, Hitchcock's birds come to mind. So when he went there, apparently he had a big raven swoop across the road, exactly where it happened. So my video analysis, where you can see the crow feet coming down on one of the frame, was actually valid. So yeah, I posted it up there. I know Earl did actually post it on the video itself. He said he actually referenced it in closing the case to have a look at my video. So yeah, you don't get idiots being quoted in MUFON closed cases. So I saved him a wee bit of work there. That's basically what Earl was saying. So Earl, what do you call it? Compliment. That's the only snapshot I could find. There was a better one that he talked about the case number and stuff, but I couldn't find it. So what's this guy still saying? Let's keep on listening.
They listen to something, and then they type about it, and they don't listen to the rest of the explanation. But in this case, if it took him 9 hours to try to debunk 2 dots in the sky, I know for sure this guy has a learning disability. He has to. He has to have. The Out There channel is a dumb channel. He promotes everything as real. He has no idea what he's doing. Yep.
So, who would agree with that statement that I promote everything as real? Anyone? Put your hand up inside chat. Come on. Put your hand up if you believe that statement. If anything, it's probably 1% of things I would say were real. The rest of it I debunk, which is generally what MUFON does. Because that's how it works out. You just have to follow the evidence, do proper analysis with the tools and stuff. Like that one with the IS, International Space Station passing over here. I've done 2 of those so far, showing you how to do it with tools. Some member asked me to analyze one from, was it Spain or somewhere like that? I think it might have been Spain, Barcelona. And that one on MUFON, we also checked it out, and sure enough, it all lined up. So yeah, I certainly don't believe everything is real, and but I like to think there are real ones out there, because there are some interesting cases there of multiple sightings from credible people at the same time, including family and friends that have seen the classic silver disc. So I'm not a debunker, but I am a truther, and truther debunks as well as believes, and that's the one where everybody needs to be in. Everybody needs to be a debunker and believe that some of it can't be explained, and that's the stuff we need to focus on by getting rid of all the other junk, all the noise out there. But most of the UFO channels are putting up the skydivers, balloons, and lens flare and all that, trying to fill in for Tyler. We've got some new guy called Only UFOs that's plugging on Tyler's channel at the moment. Only Real UFOs. Just another copycat. You got UFO Man, a copycat. You got Mr. MBB. We've gone over his stuff. Just total nonsense. No critical thinking, as he would say. Using the actual tools and way back function. What else is there? You got Finding UFOs. That's also being plugged. It's at 83,000 followers, and trying to obviously build up his channel while Tyler's down. And if you look at UFO interest blacklist, he's been listed there even before I started my channel, I believe, as someone that puts up fakes and won't remove them even when he's showing that some of it's CGI or whatever. So when you got someone like that doesn't remove stuff because he wants to generate views and subs, they're a fraud channel. So let's carry on listening to this idiot mouth off at me.
Yeah, that's good. No wonder why I got more subscribers today. Thank you very much. Keep doing it. Fake news, GUFON. Yep, and when people listen to the show, they'll go...
Yeah, he just told you that he's fake news. Love it. And not only that, this guy is a bigot as well. He called me a homo, and he called someone at the N word. I won't say it, but I'll play the video clip where the guy's talking about it. So Google, if you're listening, this guy's a bigot. He hates gays, and he also allows the side chatters to be bigots as well. So they're not the kind of people that we want in the UFO field, because it's not needed, all this hate. There's too much drama. We need to get rid of this kind of rubbish and focus on the UFO topic, on the UFO sightings, and show people how to do analysis themselves before submitting it to MUFON, because I reckon if once people get more educated, they're less likely to put in a case unless it's really unusual. If you manage to get a sighting of a craft moving in the sky and then suddenly stops, it's not going to be a balloon. Suddenly it moves, shoots downwards or shoots upwards, that's got to be some unknown technology there. It's not going to be a balloon. It's not going to be lens flare. because there would be clues to it, you know, through the analysis.
Oh my God, Rich said that. This guy's an idiot. You know what I mean?
Composed a song for GUFON.
This guy's so dumb.
I haven't
Anyway,
looked at
let's
his
move
old
on.
stuff
That
because
was interesting.
I never really found him any
We
use.
gave
I
him-
remember.
I didn't want to give him any.
I remember seeing him once, and he was talking about his alien head, and I thought, wow, this guy's trying to get Secure Team to mention him for kickback to build up his channel. And I said, oh well, he's only small potatoes, right? How many subs has he got? It's only 1,000, right? So I thought, oh, he'll keep for another day. I didn't realize this guy was on radio claiming to be a damn truther expert. Clearly he's not. He's interested in the money side of it and building up his channel. No way would I reach out to Tyler. Hey, feature me. But you notice that Tyler has never responded to any of my videos about the leaker. Again, this guy forgets. It's me for the last 3 years, every week, debunking Tyler's videos and exposing the fakes he made. Before then, it was UFO Interest, and I think Dazza, the cameraman, did something on Mr. Ken, but I think that's about all he did. Back in 2014, way before I started my channel, and no one paid any attention to it until I started doing research on Tyler, because I knew something wasn't right with that Secure Team claiming to be a legit UFO channel. So yeah, I found Dazza when I was doing some research, and then I started posting it around to these guys saying, well, have you seen this? Unirock hadn't seen it, Alien Addict hadn't seen it, and then people started promoting it around. But Alien Addict did say that he saw the first time that Tyler started his channel, and he said he was suspicious of the very first video he saw of him possibly faking it. But he didn't actually bother reverse engineering it like I did. So what happened is, years later he deleted it, right? He got found out, and I found it, and I reverse engineered it, and sure enough it was his voice. That was the Area 51 guy that he did, like a Bob Lazar. And yeah, so it was me that was pushing those other ones. Everybody was pushing Dazzle the cameraman. But that wasn't very good. It wasn't good as the other older ones he had, which really combined with Dazzle's one with my ones that I found. It makes a really solid case that Tyler was faking over several years. 2011, 2012, 2014. And after he got caught out on Mr. Ken, I don't think he did any more after that. But he would have done, I think, if he didn't get caught. And of course then he started doing other fakes in that time. He was doing photoshops and CGIs, but there's no way to prove that Tyler did that, unlike the voice ones, because it's definitely a voice print, right? So how do you prove that someone didn't receive the photoshops and email? You got no way to verify that. But then he got caught out with taking other people's photoshops and putting it up like that triangle ship in space next to NASA space station was clearly a Photoshop, because the experts, if you run it through software analysis, they said the sharpness of the ship was more detailed than all the other objects in the picture, which can't happen unless it's a Photoshop. But yeah, it's stuff like that where people were suspicious. The cube UFO was definitely a Photoshop with some airbrushing, so it's coming out of the clouds. Whether Tyler did that, whether he's intelligent enough to do Photoshop like that, or he got someone else to do it for him, we don't know. But we got no way of proving those ones, unlike the voice ones. But we know he definitely was faking stuff to get views, right, and to get more subs. And I don't know about you, but that annoys me. It really pees me off that these people can make lots of money from making fakes. You got Billy Myers, probably a millionaire and still making millions of dollars from it. And you got now Secure Team. He's not even putting up videos and he's getting more traffic just on comments alone. And some of those won't be blocking the ads either, so he'll be getting still some money from that. So yeah, unless he's been demonetized. Someone said he was demonetized. I don't know if the ads have disappeared now or not. But yeah. But anyway, we'll listen to this idiot.
Any talk.
You can see he's fuming.
I haven't talked about him since now, but yeah, I gotta let him know. I mean, how dumb are you? UFO Jane has gotten on the Tyler wagon. She's now posted, you know, the State Highway Patrol from Ohio. What's his name? Lions Ground caught him in a lie about me. He was telling somebody that Rich is, or GUFON, he doesn't post videos for the people. That's why his video's in 2 parts. I was the first one who posted Tyler's video, and he's so mad at that. And this is how minuscule of a life these people have. They're worrying about this stuff. It's amazing to me. So what? He put the video out the next day and saying, you know, he was the one who broke the story. That's not true. You didn't break out that video. I did.
Now, is he talking about Lions Ground or me there? Because I already said, I never said that at all. I was angry with this guy because he was putting it up and he was bragging it was the first one to put it up, and he didn't have any link in the description to the source video for other people could download it and use it. He was trying to keep control of it, and he was streaming in 480p and putting it up in a window, and of course the original video was worse quality than the original because he was in a window in a 480p, even though the video itself was only 360p or around about that size. Yeah, it's just crazy. Of course, then Lions Ground got a copy of it and he put it up in HD quality, so it was the best quality you were going to get off the video. And then Lions Ground emailed me the link, said download it here, because I said to him before I went to bed that night, I said, look, if you get hold of a copy, I want to do this properly, and I want to enhance the footage and boost, sort out the audio on it, which I did. I spent 5 hours cleaning up the video quality as well as the audio quality, and I cut out some of the nonsense at the end, which wasn't important, because 40 minutes is quite a long video to listen to cop radio and cops talking. Because I made it into 25 minutes, and at the front I had the cop car speeding towards the crash scene, right? And I put up various clips as well as Tyler's video inserted, where he's saying he was drugged by the men in black and dragged out to his car and left in the ditch. We know that's BS. Because now we got the video footage that enhanced. You can hear him talking about all the drugs in the car and half a bottle of vodka, I think it was. And he was saying it wasn't his. But then he starts on Twitter. I'm not sure I think I posted around it on Twitter, but I'm not sure if I showed it on the live stream or not. But where he was saying that he was having dinner with his wife and drank a bottle of wine and passed out. And the next minute he realizes in the car in a ditch. Well, that car in the ditch was during the broad daylight. So what time did they have dinner at his place? At lunchtime. So yeah, we call BS on that Tyler footage of him saying he was abducted by men in black.
This is what I'm going to stick up for myself now, because everybody knows I was the first one, albeit it wasn't the best, but it was out there. And the reason I couldn't
it was the worst, and it should be deleted.
Edit it the way I wanted. I only got it hours earlier. I was gonna wait.
He
another...
got it out as soon as possible to stop anyone else putting it out there at the same time. But me, if I got hold of it, I would have made sure it was the best quality and then put it out, which is what I did. And everybody can hear it's Tyler's voice on my version. Because I know how to do this sort of stuff. You know, I mucked around with the audio voice reverse and stuff to get his voice back to what it was originally on those videos. So I knew how to use the software.
Day so I could edit it the right way and post it. But the person who gave it to me, I can't remember, a multiplay R3 or something, told me you better do it tonight or else somebody may jump ahead of you. You never know. I said, you know what, you're right. As I'm doing the show,
he just admitted, didn't he? He's a contradiction.
We lost the stream,
everything he
so
says.
It started another stream. That's why there's part 1 and part 2. He's saying that I'm putting it out in parts.
We know why he's doing the streams. He doesn't know what he's doing with the stream software.
I could suck the money out of people.
And of course, if it's in 2 streams, it is going to suck the money out because they watch the first part, that's one ad, so they've got to watch the second part of his live stream, which is another ad. So in the end, he's going to get more money. So that was before he got monetized, of course, you know, but now he's monetized. Having separate streams is actually benefit to him because he's getting more ads out.
Okay, if anybody wants to know the truth, I was monetized a week after that. I already had 3,100 views on it. The video was basically dying. And
yeah, but the video's still up there and it's still collecting views, right? Mine is, so his must be.
And it's a slot. I monetized it because that video was still getting a couple hundred.
Well, if I get monetization, I won't monetize it. You know, that's the difference between me and other channels, you know. Stuff where I'm exposing people won't be monetized, but when I do my other debunks, it will be monetized. Because Google's got this policy where they will purge channels if they're not making any money from it. And really, I don't want ads on. Ads are a pain in the bum. And they don't really make much money unless you got lots of users anyway. Once you get up to about maybe 30,000 users, then it starts being fairly chunk of money, you know, $100 a video and stuff like that, which is basically what Third Phase on the Moon is earning from theirs. So them saying that Third Phase has changed is BS because they do put up rubbish. They put up this Action Man figure that was floating in the sky with a jetpack. You could clearly see it was a toy. The legs were the same position in all the snapshots. And you could see it had moved along, obviously on fishing line. And then they deleted it the next day. That doesn't make them having to change, removing CGI stuff from the channel. They just made $100 from it and then deleted it. So yes, they're just playing around, right? They're not actually serious UFO people. And what's worse, Shelley, I think, said they phoned in Norrie's show. I don't know what the episode was, but Norrie was calling them UFO experts. Third Phase on the Moon, UFO experts. How could anyone even think that, right? And then I hear that James Fox is interviewing them now. So that's a reputation killer straight away there, James Fox, if that's true. We'll have to see what comes out on that one. But yeah, because they did a documentary on Earth Battalion, right? Third Phase. And some other documentary as well. I can't remember what it was called. And they did their stupid little movie where it's got bad acting in it and bad camera work in it. Because they've always been listed as actors. If you go really back in early time, they fancied themselves as actors and they helped out with another video. I can't remember what it was called now. But UFO Proof did an interview with them where they talk about it. But yeah, they fancied themselves as actors and they faked a few things with actors in their videos, claiming it was a skinwalker and stuff like that, and that they're in Philippines, and they never owned up to it and they never admitted that it was a fake, and they got caught out. And then was it last year? It wasn't that long ago. They did a live session where they're claiming there was a UFO hanging over Los Angeles, and it was just turned out to be the house lights reflecting off some glass they got in front of the camera. So yeah, they're not changed at all. So you can go and find that in the playlist if you've not seen that one. I've got it in the playlist. Plus I've got one called Third Phase of the Moon Seriously. So go and have a watch of that episode where I go through probably a couple of weeks of videos they put up when everybody was saying they changed. That was just after UFO Proof interviewed them, and they were saying that they changed. So I left it a few months after, and then I did a review of their channel, and I went through every video they had up, and it was just full of CGI. But anyway, I'll just move on again. So this is like my rant Saturday. But and you need to get it off your chest, and we need to keep an eye on these guys here. So yeah, I'm going to have to do more serious look at UFO videos after all this stuff and get away from this drama. But no doubt he's going to have more to say.
Views a day, that's a lot more than my other videos. So I just wanted to see how much money I would make, because monetizing the channel is brand new. But it was a week after. So this is the lying that happens when you have people who don't give a shit about the field. Lions Ground doesn't care about you. He even said he hates ufology. He's just doing this because he wants to take Tyler down. All his videos are about Tyler. It's a waste. It's a waste.
Well, even that's wrong. I don't know if you've ever seen Lions Ground channel. Probably only half of his videos were on UFOs. The rest of it was on other topics. So even that's wrong. But even his new channel wasn't all on Tyler. He put a few other videos up on other people in that short time that it was up. Hopefully he gets it back though.
Get your channel.
You know, I know me and Lions Ground had our differences for a time there. But he's deleted that channel that caused that upset me, where he built the channel up with some CGIs that he had on there and whatnot, but we won't go over it. And then he started this new channel, which is fine by me because the channel is fresh. It's not been, and he's been doing the right things. He's been debunking people. He's been doing proper investigations and exposing people. So his new channel is all new, and he's been doing it correctly. So in my book, that maybe he's finally changed for the better. He's certainly taken down some of these people that are polluting our UFO field, which is a good thing. So I have no problem with Lions Ground anymore. Past is past, and you have to move on. But if Third Phase deleted their channel and decided to do proper UFO investigations, which is probably unlikely, then I probably would leave them alone as well, because now they started anew again. Same with Tyler, but I don't think these guys will ever change. It's too easy to put up any junk and say, what's that, guys? Is it balloon? I don't think it's a balloon, but they don't actually do any tools online, don't do any searches. So that's a problem. It's not helping people out. You know, it's people keep saying, "Oh, it's entertainment," or he says, "Make up your own minds," right? But you don't send stuff to MUFON and say, they don't come back and say, "Well, stuff you, make up your own mind." You know, people want an answer. They want to know if you can exclude everything and actually be a true unknown, or actually be told what it was. You know, people want an answer. They just don't want to say, "Well, it's up to you guys. You figure it out." But if you watch my stuff, you will learn, and you will be able to have the knowledge to be able to figure it out yourselves. But you have to have a certain mind. You have to be able to see things three-dimensionally in your mind and turn it around in your mind to be able to figure out some stuff. You know, you need that pattern recognition system in your head, pretty much. And guys are pretty much better at that generally than females. But there's always the exception to the rule, of course. You know, you often hear people saying, "Oh, the guys do that better." Yeah, you hear it all the time, but nowadays you're not allowed to say that. But it is true. Some people are better at some stuff than others, and that's why you got to work as a team, especially in the UFO field. If you're not sure, you got to ask some other experts that might know more about film or know more about particular video cameras or night vision, artifacts, the technology. You're forever having to learn and expand your knowledge.
Over 1,000 views, or sorry, 1,000 subs, and that's what he's doing. He's glomming on to Tyler so he can monetize his channel.
I've never ever said that I'm trying to use Tyler to build up my channel. In fact, it's done the opposite, as I've said already. 3 years and I've only got 2,000 subs, and only 5% have those notifications turned on. That's why we have so few come to the live streams, because Google has screwed it up. They really have stuffed it up. Instead of just resetting all those people that subbed and make sure notifications are all on, there's no way they're going to know that I'm doing new content. They look at a Tyler video and then they sub, but they never come back. They never look at all the other videos I've done, which is on actual UFO cases, other UFO videos, and some of them actually can't be debunked, and they're not even looking at them. So, you're down to a 50-50 whether it's a hoax or it's a real. Every video alone is not enough to prove that it's a UFO. Never will be. You need the other evidence, multiple eyewitness accounts, radar data, that sort of stuff. Material left behind, footprints. That's why you need to report a really good sighting that you see in the woods, so people can go out there, do their meters on it, radiation, photographs, and see where the imprints are, all that sort of stuff. That's where you do. That's where you need MUFON. You need someone that's on-ground investigators.
Took me 15 months. Will take him 3. Because he's not doing anything right. He's doing it for the wrong reasons for himself. I don't care what anybody says. He's using Tyler to springboard his channel.
Well, we're just saying there he's got at least 10 videos on security, and he's doing exactly the same. So he's a bit of a hypocrite.
So I'm going to go after Rich Van Peters, he calls himself. His real name's Heathcliff. Who knows if it is? Heathcliff. We all know a Heathcliff here in America, don't we? An asshole.
There you go. He's attacking everybody. When he should actually be working with
call
people.
Yourself Richard Johnson. He's got the bass so high on his microphone, it vibrates your eyes. It's really, you can't listen to it with headphones on.
Well, I must admit, Lion's Ground does the sound effects too loud, and it sort of ruins it. But sometimes it's hard to get the right audio levels on everything, as you know.
It's amazing, that guy. He's got all sorts of bugs and animatronics going flying all around, walking on the walls, charts, graphs. He spits out a bug, it sticks to the screen. Look at me, I could make a cartoon out of digital. Look at my CGI. Wow, you're great. Wow, you're doing stuff everybody's seen already. It's because he's not interesting. He's self-conscious.
He's talking about Lion's Ground there, not me.
I know, it's true. Now he's going to be a dick and come after me. I'm going to take his channel down. Dude, you're the
We're
one
going to
who
roast
started
some
by lying.
GUFON nuts.
I extended the olive branch to him. Even though I commented, hey, I went into his channel and I commented in there and I said, I was the first one, by the way, because he was saying he was. And then I said, hey, you should come on my show. We could talk about it. And then he said something, you're a piece of shit loser.
Yeah, I know. I changed the pitch on it.
Okay, I tried being nice.
I lowered the pitch because it's easier to listen to him for too long, but look how long he's been going on in this segment about people.
Said you better watch because YouTube doesn't stand for that type of language in the comment section anymore.
Well, this guy's a hypocrite because he's a bigot. So yeah, where was the thing? Okay. My God, the out there homo is saying I'm wrong about Milo balloons. Well, he was, wasn't he? When I clearly said it depends on the thickness and size. Well, we proved that wasn't even mentioned in the whole live streams. There was no word match for those words. Then he tells me I'm dumb, that it has to do with thickness and size of the balloon. He never finished listening. What a tool. You're right. He's a dumbest. So, Alien Addict has been trashing me by that statement there too. And Alien Addict is a player, as we know. And he has guests on that believe in everything as well. What's that guy's name he has on? Believes in the Betts ball, which was thrown out in the trash by Heineck as a ball rail. It got dented in the basement apparently. Got biffed out. It was just like a normal aluminium ball that you can buy for mining industry. They use it in the pipes as a check valve for the pressure of the oil. But yeah. So yeah, how much more do we want to listen to this particular guy go on?
But that just shows you he doesn't care. He doesn't care. I'm going to ruin you next.
Oh.
Bug on the screen. Oh well, what are you gonna do? That, eventually it's gonna happen.
Well, he did. He caught you in lots of lies.
And I don't know what I did to that kid. Yeah. Usually.
No, I've only been nice to this guy. I thought he was okay to start with, and then when I found out that he sent that picture to Secure Team, I thought, right, so he's actually pretending to be a truther, but he really wants to build up his channel by using hoaxes. So he's quite happy to use Tyler before the DUI charge come out, all the court cases. So I thought, what a hypocrite. So straight away I knew I'm not going to like this guy now. And sure enough, I started watching some of his other videos where he's taking the mickey out of people and yeah, just making statements that were incorrect. And I thought, well, that's it. He's not what he is, says he is.
They have all that stuff going on behind them because, they don't want you focusing on them. They're self-conscious of their voice. That's why he's got the bass all the way up. I mean, it's such a narcissistic. He's a self-loathing narcissist. If there is one, he would be it.
Anyway, carries on and on. But he's what he's saying is he's dumb. He's a N-word. He's a bigot. He's everything. So anyway. Just close that down there. So we looked for the keywords there for size. What else could you replace with size? Expand. I could try expand. See if that comes up. 0. Expanding maybe. 0. Expand. 0. Size. 0 words mentioned in it. Thick. Okay, we got 1 for thick. What is it? Insulting someone. There we go. It probably is. What is it? Wait, scroll up. About the likes, we are in the thick of it. Okay, so it's a statement. He's in the thick of it. But yeah, thickness not mentioned. What else can we try that he says he said in the interview, which he didn't? He should run as a politician in America. I think he would do pretty good for the Democrats. So, But I know he's a Trump supporter. He's a pro-Trump. So he's not that silly. What else can we try for searching for words? I think pretty much we don't need to listen to it. We've gone through all the searches. So anyway, let's close that down. Be gone. So yeah, that you think that would be the end of it, right? But no, he's still going on. This one here, he goes on about it, but he doesn't like to mention names this time. So I'll just play a clip of this one, and then I'll play some of the funny stuff we got here from Lion's Ground, because he did come back.
They're attacking me.
Well, they're attacking me.
Having a go.
He's attacking us.
And it's cute what they do. I did the interview with Alien Addict, right? And I said something about balloons. Like, you know what? These Mylar balloons, these party balloons, don't go that high. They'll usually go about, I don't know, in between 1,000 and 3,500 feet. They don't go that high. Now, if you got a bigger balloon that's thicker, like a weather balloon, you know, maybe have one like a 200-foot balloon, that could reach close to the stratosphere. I said all this stuff. Of course I know balloons. I've done so many tests with balloons. It was crazy. So this guy says in a tweet, GUFON fake, says these balloons, all Mylar balloons pop, or something like that. You know, mixed it up to make it fit his narrative. I'm like, oh my God, they're trying to bait me in. That's what they do. So I wrote back. And I said,
Lion's Ground calls him goofy.
Stupid, you dumbest guy I ever met. You didn't even mention the other parts I said, or whatever I said. The rest of the conversation, I explained it all. And, you know, there was other people in there who were supporting me, which was nice, saying, you know what, I think he knows what he's talking about, more or less. I'm paraphrasing here. He did say that. Thicker balloon. See, that's what
No, he
what
didn't.
He did.
We just
He
proved
took
it.
what I said verbatim, turned it into a lie. It's the oldest trick in the book when you do trolling.
Come on, mate. Bring up the comments on the screen
So they
and
want me to
point out
mention
everything
their
that you just
names,
said
and they want
is
me to say
incorrect.
bad things, and which I'm not going to do. Because I honestly, who has time?
Well, why are
I
you
don't
talking
have
about
time
it
for
2
that
times in a row?
I started with that comment, and I'm like, wait a minute. Do I really, what am I going to gain out of this?
By
Nothing.
admitting that you're wrong about
I
Mylar
gain
balloons.
absolutely nothing out of it. What do they gain? Well, they try to take down the guy who's always right.
You're
I'm
not
wrong,
right
I'll
though.
admit it.
We just proved it.
But I'm usually right. I think every time I think
Hey, look,
I've been
he's
right.
big-headed. He's
You wanna
usually
know
right.
why?
No
It's easy to
no
be
one's
right.
usually right. Most people admit when they're wrong, but this guy just won't admit that he misled people by saying Mylar balloons generally pop at 3,500 feet. It's not true.
Now, I think I might be wrong about Bigfoot. But don't you think it's easy to be right in this field and just say, fake, fake, fake? You know you're going to be right 99% of the time. It's simple math, guys. I mean, it's not something a genius thought of. But I actually can prove a lot of that stuff is fake. Sometimes you can't. The CGI stuff you can't. But that's the thing. Don't you want to go to a channel where the guy's telling you the truth? Don't you want to know the truth?
Yeah, that's why they come
And I
to
know
Out
you
There
know,
channel,
you know.
mate.
I know you know.
Because I show
But
them
isn't
the
it
figures
nice to
on
get
the screen.
confirmation on things and see how somebody else may think a little differently than you? I can't think of anything I've been wrong about. I think about it
You can't think
all
of
the
anything
time.
that he's wrong about, guys.
All the time. I was right about Tyler. I am. I'm gonna be happy about that for now. All right, I'm over it. I wasn't happy it happened to a human being. Snowflake. I'm just happy
He is funny, but we're laughing at him,
Yeah.
not with him.
when you lie like that. That you get what you get. It is called karma. It's called karma, Kramer. You know?
He blinks a lot.
Alright, let's,
So yeah, he was calling me mental, but I think he might have a mental condition there with the blinking, eh? But anyway, enough of this guy. So that was at the 20 mark on that video there on Mandela effect. So I don't know what he's got to say, whether he believes it or not, but yeah. I think we pretty much toasted this guy. But let's have a look at little Lions Ground clip he done here on Facebook, because he's lost YouTube, but you can upload a 2.5 minute video on Twitter, and he's put all the clips together showing what a hypocrite he is, and making a bit of fun of him actually as well.
Lions Ground caught him in a lie about me.
Wait, what?
This case, if it took him 9 hours to try to debunk two dots in the sky.
Just do your job, but never forget what he is.
Ma!
Mommy?
Mommy?
Hey, Mom! The meatloaf!
You've never seen a hypocrite before? Let's take a look.
Lions Ground. He's using Tyler to springboard his channel.
Look at all the ones on Tyler.
What a hypocrite.
Going to go after Rich.
What's his voice changing? Like trying to make trying to make fun of my voice. Talk like yourself, Rich. Don't try to imitate me.
Ma! Van Peters, he calls himself. Ma! His real name's Heathcliff. Ma! We all know a Heathcliff here in America, don't we? Asshole. Heathcliff's an asshole.
Correct.
The first story is about connecting the dots.
Heathcliff, no one should terrify their neighborhood, but Heathcliff just won't be undone.
So he's showing the connection that he's at a Ford channel. He's got it on his recommends, GUFONs,
karma, whatever. Because believing that the dots will connect down the road will give you the confidence to follow your heart, even when it leads you off the well-worn path.
Now who's the liar?
Ma!
You got one video, a cartoon video. You even called me a nigger in it.
Where's your mother?
Ma!
And another thing, Rich, you gave people my address and my phone number. You gave it to them because you were the only person I gave my number to. I mean, I told you that before.
Now fuck off.
So that's as long as he could do there. Or he could have done a wee bit longer, but it's summed it up pretty good, really, didn't it? So I'll post a link to that if you're not seeing it, if you want to play it again. But yeah, I'm surprised he didn't put him in a put his head on a baby with a rattle when he's going mom, mom. That would have been even more funny. But Lions Ground piss take. It was well done. I loved it. Yeah, I know. I know what you voted for there. But yeah, he's definitely a pro-Trumper, and a lot of people that probably follow him are probably not pro-Trump. Even Tyler's pro-Trump. He can do a search and he's listed as a Republican, but you know, people still support him, right? So yeah, and of course they're posting on his videos anti-Trump comments, and they don't realize that Tyler's actually a pro-Trumper. So yeah, I'm lucky I'm in New Zealand, so I can sit in the middle. So yeah, I'm not going to say too much about politics because, as you know, Google's crazy over all that sort of stuff too. But yeah, there's a lot of lies in politics, and we're seeing a lot of it lately on mainstream media. And they're both mainstream media are like a goof on radio. Basically, they sort of like give all their opinions, but they don't actually do any fact checking, you know, and they don't check to see if someone actually said that. So he's quoting me there, stuff that I never said, right? So he doesn't even bring it up on the screen and read it, you know, like I do. So yeah, what a stupid guy. I said size. I said thickness. No, you didn't. You said weather balloons can only go that high. It's not true. We've just proven that's not the case. And that was the whole point of my post, that my balloons can go quite high. And you can't discount them. So, what is this one here? So, you know that airplane pilot one, at first UFO interest said he thought it may be a weather balloon. But again, he talks about it being CGI. Well, note that speed of the object is just parallax effects. The speed of the object, pixelization around it is artifact of low resolution, recording a dark object on a brighter background. I think it's a weather balloon. So MP4 compresses the color information rather than the pixels, so it doesn't change the pixels, so the quality of the pixels is there. And of course you get artifacts still in the compression where it goes around, like you're saying, the black and white contrast. You get the little, you know how things look like they sort of got a glow around the outside of it. Well, that's due to compression. Of course, the video cameras, smartphones record in MP4 format, so the pixels ain't lost, but it still compresses the color information. So originally he did say he thought it was a weather balloon early on, and then he done some more research and someone showed him that silver cube balloon. He said it's a possibility, and then he got in contact with the pilot, and as you know, I talked about that already, and he sold it as a festival balloon, right? So it's definitely not CGI. So Rich is 100% wrong there. What's this one? So I called him Mr. Zero Tech, because of his live streams going crazy, and what was else? Was he talking about something else? But I said he's Mr. Zero, and he didn't like that. I have zero tech skills in editing. The statement above shows how little you know about me. What am I editing? I do live shows. At least I don't spend 9 hours like you debunking a balloon video. So the last balloon video I did, I think I spent maybe 20 minutes on it, and I had an outage where we lost the internet and it reconnected. So yeah, I don't spend 9 hours debunking balloon videos, but I did try various filters until I saw that there was a straight line that was running underneath the balloon, which was very thinner than the compression on the actual video itself. It had to be like a piece of fishing line that changed the color of the sky behind. And of course, when we used the color picker, we could change just that little shade of blue into another color, which actually stuck out as a black line underneath the balloon. And straight away it gave us this idea that it was definitely a balloon that had a bit of fishing line attached to it that had broken away probably. So we weren't sure if it was an advertising balloon, because they look very similar to some of those large Mylar balloons. But yeah, that was one of the lives we did a couple of weeks back there. So yeah, so we had all this back and forth on this, but I'll just show you that when he's talking about 9 hours. I'll just go through some of these ones. So he's calling me effing stupid there. So I documented it all there, so it's always in the record. And he's also calling me homo there. So yeah, really we could have him taken down for hate speech really, but because he hasn't really said the out there channel or my name, we can't do much with it. So just close that tab there. And of course that was the statement he made that we went over previous live, which Lion's Ground showed in the clip. Third phase of the moon has a checkered path but I see them trying to do what's right, and that's all we can ask. Well, they haven't changed though. Because we debunk them regularly, and there's probably more up there I should be debunking actually. And what's this one? Was that one we just played again, or was that another copy? What was this one? Was that the mum one? I think it was.
Lion's ground.
Yeah.
If it took him 9 hours.
Okay, so it's not about 9 hours there, so I think I got a link here somewhere for it. There we go, the next one. Okay, so this is what I did on that analysis. Alien attic UAP identified. So if I open up that one, it's pretty old stream. I think we're still using Hangouts on air back then, so the quality is not going to be as good as we got today. And you can see here, not many people have watched it. But I go through all the analysis, so how to use the tools. Now I've got these better ones with the zoom, like this. Some of those tools I don't need anymore to use on PC. So once you find, but of course to stabilize it, you can see here those couple of dots in the sky and not couple of dots in the sky. You can see it's got a black leg with a white bit on the end. So it's got a white body, it's got another black leg, obviously like this side here. And you can see it's got two big ears, and it's got black eyes and oval shapes here. You can see there's a white bit there where the eye would be. And yeah, it took a long time to actually get that quality of image, and then realize it was actually a big panda bear, probably one of these 70-inch ones that sort of broke apart and come down. But there, on this one, I'll post a link to it. I've made a play stream of the 3 videos, so you can actually go through the whole process that I went through, ripping the images and stabilizing it all and applying different filters to enhance it. So a couple of white dots on the screen, yeah, balloons, but I actually proved what it actually was to be a character balloon. So yeah, 2 seconds, so what, you know, people still aren't going to believe in 2 seconds, but now when they see this, the final analysis, they know, yeah, he's 100% right. So I have actually got it in a playlist on my channel with the 3 videos in question. So this one will go into the truth about GUFON radio, and this one here has got the 3 playlists, which starts at the beginning. Hopefully I got it in order. And you can see I probably got multiple topics I cover, because it gets a bit tiring. Of course the computer gets hot and slow. So you can see here I show how to manually stabilize the UFO video and zoom in. So I'm only streaming and also using all the tools. The computer was a bit tacked. So I had to find the frames from the video that were the best ones to zoom in and enhance, because it's a long process to do it by hand. And then there's part 2 here, chat on Social Blade and looked at the traffic. We visited Aussie Mark's Square Clouds. So I talked about other things in that one after I got tired probably. And what was, oh right, I should have left it open. Next one was here, which is also 3 hours, and I always have a topic list, right? So first of all, I talked about Open Minds quiz. I talked about Mojave Mysteries, which he has some really interesting videos up. And then I started on with Alien Attic analysis further on. tools used, ripping frames. So maybe that's the first one. Maybe I got it around the wrong way here. I think I might have. That might be the first one's out of order. So I actually give all the commands to use and where to get the tools to be able to do what I do in the video. And the next one was the final analysis of it being all put together. So this is how crappy the video was that we got to work with. And you're very lucky to see any dots on the screen, but they're up near the light here. That's a light. And you can see how much I was zooming in. And this tool at least gives us some clues, because up the top here, you move your cursor up. So you can see it's one of these horrible things. So what I did is I broke it up into separate images. Each frame was a separate image. And then we could do proper zoom in enhancements on it without using the video player. So yeah, it takes time, especially if you're doing a live stream at the same time. Normally I do it offline, probably do it in a fraction of the time. And eventually I found a single frame, I think it was, where it had the two balloons on screen separating, and that's where the panda bear thing come in. So I went from that blurry little dot there, where is it? From that blurry dot to the enhancement I got, which is quite incredible. You can see it's got little black bits on it. I wasn't sure at the time what it was, but I knew it wasn't a UFO. You can see how small the pixels were there. So now you can see how enhanced it here. You can start to see the four arms of the panda bear. It wasn't until I found the other image of where it was separated the head, which was further up, when I realized, haha, that's a panda bear. But yeah, you can go and watch that. If you want to go and watch that whole analysis, you probably want to skim some of it, because it takes a wee while, like I said, with the processing. But I think those are around the wrong way here. I don't think there's any way I can move it. Is there a way to edit a playlist? Nope. Probably have to do it in the admin panel, but yeah. So you can see there's 8 hours, 10 hours, right? So why don't you say 10 hours to do it? So he was just taking word of mouth there from Alien Edit. Instead of just watching what it did, he may actually learnt something from it. There's not many people that know how to do all the command tools. There's QVid. Maybe that was the first one. I think it was QVid that said, look at this. I think it was at the end, was it? Must have been on this one here. At the end there, said, oh, I want you to have a look at this one. It was all your fault, QVid. I didn't really want to do it. But I thought, oh, well, I'll just use it as an example, as a training session. See what we could do with it, you know. Just trying to find where the command line was used. They'll be there in the video somewhere. Took a wee while to process it. We were talking while it was doing it. Probably there, probably. You can see here that it's working, processing on the video while we're talking. But of course it's crappy Hangouts, and yeah, of course we're not streaming it in HD here either, so you'd have to watch it. But at least I got it going up to 720 still, so you might be able to see what I'm typing on the screen in higher quality. Now I don't think that GUFON guy would know how to do command line tools like I'm doing there. We need to go back to the beginning. It just makes me annoyed, people making false claims. Stick to the facts, follow the evidence. What else was there to wrap up on here? Yeah, Alien Addict, he certainly did not believe what I did was balloons. Not even with the panda. So that's a lie. He said he wants to believe they're still UFOs, is what he said in tweets. I don't know if it's still around. And this is the computer I was using, right? It's people laugh at it, but I call it the Borgware, and I still got it up in the cupboard. But I need to pull out the solid state hard drive because that's the only thing that's worth anything in it, and also the memory card. But if you go to watch my Borgware video, right, I show you what I was using behind the scenes for my live streams before I got this new laptop. So yeah, my live streams took longer. This is it. This is what I use. I'm still using the other screen, and I'm still sitting on the bed doing it. You can see I got duct tape on it. I've got heat sinks on the outside because the fan wasn't good enough, and I got a fan that's blowing cold air at the heat sinks. Yeah. Crazy, I know, but that's what I had. That's all I had. I didn't have money. I didn't have money to burn on a new laptop, and I needed a fast one. I needed one with more cores in it, you know. So yeah, I prop up my back when I'm doing the live streams, and I've got USB drives hanging on the back to extend the capability of it, and I've got USB hubs hanging off the back. Overhead light to see the keyboard, although I like the keyboard on HP better than the MSI. So you can see it's got duct tape. I even got blue tack, but I never used that again. Blue tack is really hopeless because when it gets hot it goes all gooey. Because I got USB inserts there because they were getting worn, so I had to put a extender on there. Because you plug it in and out all the time, it gradually bores the connection down, and if you bang the plug, you make a solder connection problem. You can see I'm missing half the keys on the keyboard here. So that's what I was using for at least up to a year ago, first 2 years on my live stream. People didn't donate to me, people didn't send me money so I can buy 10 laptops to replace it. I didn't have ads. I couldn't get ads. Google took them away. They still haven't given them to me. And yet Lions Ground got given to it within... as soon as he hit like 4,000, put in a thing, and he had it the next day sort of thing. Me, I got to wait more. It's been 6 weeks now waiting for an outcome. Not that I want ads, of course, but... if I'm going to protect my channel, I need ads because they're going to purge otherwise. You can see I got it on a base there with duct tape holding it down so it doesn't flip backwards because it's, yeah, it's just crazy. I'm using cords from the old telephone to make sure the lid doesn't sort of snap off backwards. Because we had a big earthquake here in New Zealand. It took out all my stuff. It shook it like crazy, up and down, and my desktop got destroyed. I had a motherboard fault that kept locking up on the screen, so I had to bin it. Never got a replacement for it, and the laptop fell on the floor, but it already had a fault on it. Apparently the one I got had a solder problem with the motherboard, and when it got too hot it unsoldered the chips. And of course, you don't find out this stuff until after a warranty. And of course, the factory knew all about it and didn't do a recall. And so I should have got a recall because I bought it from a online store. They should have sent me a message saying, "Oh, this batch has got bad solder thing. Send it to your nearest thing and get a new motherboard before it goes really bad." That's what should have happened, but it never happened because they obviously Chinese don't want to pay out money for replacing all their bad thing. You can see all the USB connections I got here. It's just crazy. It was a crazy setup. But yeah, if you want to go and put some likes on it, go ahead. And also my other analysis. I suppose that's Wargware. Well, I'll tell you how I got into this situation as well. People don't know. I've been on almost out in the street in Australia a couple of times where I was absolutely lost my money. Had no money left, and I had no money left to pay rent. And I was almost thinking, I've got no family over here. I'm going to have to go and pack up what I can into boxes and find somewhere in a park to live. But lucky enough. When I was over there, I was talking to this girl that had brain cancer, and I sent her my last parcel of this herbal stuff that I was using. I spent my last $20 and sent it to her, and I was paid up for the rent for the month, and I thought, well, see how we go. And I was applying for other jobs here, and lucky enough, the next day I've got a phone call and said, "Can you start this job? But you're going to have to take a pay cut from your last job, only $31 an hour." And I said, "Yeah, I'll do that, no problem," because I was on $40 an hour on the last contract I was with. The boss there had something he didn't like about me. He didn't like Kiwis. He was Australian, and I asked him if I could go full time, and he reported it to my recruitment, who over there they sign a contract deal with you where they sort of like subcontract you to the firm. So he told her that I asked to go full time, whether it could be organised, and so she sacked me basically. So I was left out pretty much in the cold there, eating through my savings and waiting for another job. And of course I had no family over there, and so yeah, I think karma come my way, because I was helping out a sick person, she's still alive by the way, and she's still got the brain tumor, but she did take the herbal. Maybe it helped her, I don't know, maybe it did something, but yeah, good fortune come my way the next day, and because that's the way it happens. I think it goes full circles. But yeah, so I worked for another 2 years with that new company, and below me I get another psychopath boss. It seems to be a common thing in the UFO field. He was ex-army. He had no skills whatsoever, but like a GUFON. Yeah, and basically they cancelled my contract because the contract were 3-month renewable, and they could cancel it any time. So they said I wasn't a good worker, yet I was taking 3,000 calls a month. Was it a month? Something like that. And I was closing them in 5 minutes, on the help desk, No, 7 minutes, and they wanted me to do it in 4 minutes, which was impossible because you get some cases that are quite complex over the phone, where someone's gone to a hotel and trying to log on a laptop, and the exchange is not fast enough to log in with the dial-up, so you got to slow it down with I think it's commas between the numbers, and it adds in the 3-second pause. So yeah, that's the sort of thing that I was fixing on for $31 an hour. But yeah, this boss had it in for me, killed my contract. I was left again paying rent, where I had to go on their social welfare system, where it's very hostile to Kiwis living over there, and they only offered me $220 a week, which only covered the rent, and I had no money for food, electricity, And lucky enough, I had a credit card of up to 5,000, so it was roughly paid off back then, and I could just keep buying my groceries on that while job hunting. And I lasted a couple of years doing that. I ate 1 meal a day. So yeah, it was a bit hard going, and I was almost most people would have been suicidal by then, but I kept on going, kept applying for jobs. I paid what money I could to taxi drivers to get me to certain places. It's quite a big spread place where I was living in Brisbane, and no one would hire me. And in the end, I had to get my parents to come over and help me pack up and leave, go back to New Zealand. Else I would be still living over there because I liked it over there. So yeah, so here I am with my new laptop, which was donated kindly by John, and the old one's up in the cupboard now, and that's all I've got. I'm still living in a board room here, and pay minimum rent, all I can afford. I get like again $200 odd, which is like $100 odd American every week to live on. So yeah. I do this channel because I love the UFO topic, and it's not about money. But yeah, as you can see, no one helps me out. All I get is a lot of grief from people. And of course, it makes me sick when you got Tyler that's making obvious fakes. He was making $1,000 a video, right? Yeah, that's like a month's money for me, right? And he was making a video, and it's just garbage. He was taking other people's videos and just talking over them. Oh, I don't think it's a balloon. I don't think it's skydivers. You know, you've seen them. It's just absolute rubbish. So yeah, we got some other stuff here to talk about now. Anyway, unless I closed it. This one that come in here. I said shame, but that was actually meant to be same as the Utah Tic Tac. This one here on this particular case. So let's have a look. I haven't actually caught up with the side chat. So yeah, MUFON put this out as a Tic Tac. You can see here they're trying to do the gravy train on it. Another Tic Tac, so everybody's going to watch it. So they got what 3,000 views on that, and so many likes, and it's just a couple of planes. We'll just play it. Total waste of time. MUFON rubbish. So basically, it's like what I do using UFO Stalker, but they've done a video for it. 2 witnesses reported 3 disc-shaped objects flying at an unspecified altitude in Boone County, Missouri. The objects were described as silver or chrome in color. The witnesses was able to capture one of the objects on video and submitted a report to MUFON. So just carry on. They give you plenty of time to read there. Oh yeah, so they're doing a sort of like a zoom enhancement, which is not the best way in doing it because it's not stabilized. So you can't see it here, but there's a little dot there. And the movement is from the guy moving the camera around. He hasn't steadied it at all. And he's saying this is a disc, right? Cigar UFO, and said there was 3 of them. And as you know, it gets overexposed, so you can't actually see the real outline of the object. And you can see at the end there, you finally stabilize it, and you can see how it's moving. It's flying along like a plane, right? There you go, look. Didn't do anything amazing, like stop, hover, shoot upwards. And MUFON's putting it up as a Tic Tac. So what I did is I put it through video analysis, a particular frame, And sure enough, you can see it's like that one we saw in Utah, where it's got the taper bit going off here, where you can see there's probably going to be a tail fin there, but it's not being picked up by the video camera. And you can see here's through the color swap that there's actually a line of different color happening. It could be maybe a stripe on a plane. So I've got a similar plane there. It could be even the wing. We're not seeing the front of the plane in detail here, but it looks like it did go up here slightly, and it's got that bump. So you can see it's definitely an outline of a plane flying past here. And this is where, if the people use the proper applications that I teach when I debunk Flight Radar 24, you would see straight away that you can match it up with the planes in the sky, as long as they're not military, where they're able to turn off the call ID. But why would you do that in broad daylight though? So yeah, it doesn't make sense. But they said there were five I think I looked at the MUFON case, so let's see if I can bring it up. I think he said there was like 5 objects that appeared flying in front of it, like a helicopter squadron or something. And then the 3 jets appeared behind. Normally it's the other way around. You normally have the helicopters escort the airplanes, right? Here we go for time. Oh shit. Well, that was a long rant today, wasn't it? But anyway, it needed to be said. It's a wee bit disorganized, but we got there in the end. Where's MUFON? I suppose we could use UFO Stalker, couldn't we? Maybe I've still got it up, actually. Let's have a look. Is that the one? Missouri, Columbia. Oh, right, here we go. I've already got it up. Seen 3 of them in a row right after 5 fighter jets flew overhead. So we got 3 white planes in front, and then fighter jets flying behind. The only reason I was looking up. So there you go. Where's the description? You know, 10 minutes. I reckon it was a mile up. Nah. I suppose it could have been a mile up. That's cloud level, isn't it? So there's the 2 videos that MUFON joined together. But yeah, I'll post a link to that if you want to have a look at it yourself anyway. MUFON. What was the case number? Oh well, doesn't matter about the case number. So what's everybody saying on the side here? I'm just supposed to have a look. Zombie channel, I think you may be right about the mental issue. Is he doing a live stream now, is he? Yeah, he calls them zombie channels. He's the only one that has zombie channels. As far as I know, I haven't got any double channels going. But it's quite easy to check. You just have to go into your videos and just see what's there. Right. Reload, obviously. Let's see what's there. That's all you have to do, and then you can see which one's got live underneath, right? And I've only got one that's going live. But if you go into your admin panel, you can actually click on it, and you click on the end stream. So if you got multiple ones going, all you have to do is go into the management tab on Go Live, and then click on the red button that says end stream, and then Google knows not to try and keep accepting data for it, and it will then compress it and finish it off. But there's no reason why you should have multiple lives going at the same time. As you know, if you drop off, it just pauses until the person reconnects again. They do that on purpose in case there was a power cut, and it gives you an hour or whatever it is to get back on. I think it's quite a long time actually. I think it'll keep looking for data up to 12 hours. I don't know why they do that, because GUFON, his hangs for at least a day, doesn't it? After he finishes, he said, "Oh, that finished 5 hours ago." So at least 5 hours. I know that much. He said on the side chats. He's calling his people idiots. He's saying, "You're a complete moron." No, he's the complete moron for not end streaming it before going to bed. So what happens is, as you know, until Google completes the compression and then terminates it, people on the side chat can keep on going. So even when I ended my stream, people were still chatting on it, and unless they refresh the page, because it only keeps up to the minute that I stop the channel, and then it'll compress it and keep the chat to where I ended it. But people obviously keep on chatting until it eventually seizes up or whatever. I guess, I'm not sure. I think Google probably need to fix that. So there's no reason why that should happen, where you should have a stream that's connecting to the same data. They should do a check. So if you have another piece of software that creates this, like OBS, it should say, nah, there's already one open. And then it should say, do you want to connect to the current open one? But obviously this guy doesn't know how to use it. He hasn't read the online tutorials. The online tutorials show you how to do it the way I do it. So if OBS or Minicam disconnects, you can just simply restart it, and it'll keep on capturing until you hit the end stream on the actual admin panel. I think he's the only one that doesn't know how to use Livestream properly. Long overdue rant. Yeah, it actually makes you feel good when you rant off people that, or at least he was being really nasty to me. You know, I never was really nasty to him. I just pointed out last stream that he thinks third phase of the moon have changed, and I talked about that. That's about all. But I never called him names. Certainly not homo or those other bad names that should never be used. But clearly he uses that on other people. What else have we got here? He's liable to play. I'm allowed to play anything that's been attacked by me. Yeah, fair use. But you see, I mucked around with it. I made it a wee bit more funny by pitch shifting it. Made it a bit more bearable to listen to. You have the same pillowcases. Oh no, but these ones need to be biffed out. We've had it for like 20 years now, and they're losing the colour. So yeah, I might have to do another live stream where we start actually looking at UFO videos again. But yeah, once in a while it's good to talk about the nonsense, the drama out there. And of course, because everybody's looking for a secure team still, which is unfortunate. I have to say that Shelley's one we did was probably the best episode on the whole channel, really, and my Mojo analysis was probably the second best one. Stuff that people don't watch, and if they watch it, they'll go, wow. You know. And you got people like James Fox just ignoring it, you know. Makes you wonder what his game is. Lion's Ground, yeah, he was funny. You know, he has a nasty streak, of course, and he admits it, you know, and he laughs. He said, yes, he is an arsehole. He knows he's an arsehole. He just laughs back, you know. But you can't fault what Lion's Ground does. He puts up the evidence and says, this is what he said, and he's a hypocrite because he's doing this and he's saying this and attacking people for the same thing. So Shelley wants to turn Republican. Well, don't blame it on me. I always vote in the middle. I always vote for the underdog, people that I believe are honest in politics, and they want to do a change. Like we had two parties that wanted to bring in spying, 3 strikes and all this sort of stuff, and I didn't want any of that. I thought that was a waste of time, and it was clamping down on our rights. And so I voted for .com as party, because I believed in what their vision, that we should have a non-censored internet. But they didn't get anywhere. Over here we don't have two parties. We have the MNN thing. So small parties, if you can get one seat in there, can make a difference, because big parties might have to form coalitions with the smaller parties where they can have some influence on policy decisions, which is good. And it gets rid of that two-party system. I don't know if America ever go that way, but maybe it will change in future. Maybe people will vote to have a different voting system, because they're not happy with how it was set up. In America, it's a complex system. They have this electro college, or whatever it's called, election college. Basically, the founding farmers set it up so if there was a corrupted state, it wouldn't affect the overall vote. So, say California got hacked by hackers and it went in favor of Hillary Clinton, which it did do. But they couldn't hack all the other states, right? So it went to the proper candidate in each of those states. But apparently there were a few states there apparently which tampered with. I think Florida was one of them, was it? But anyway, I can't keep up with all that sort of nonsense. Apparently they got a kid to hack the voting system over there in 10 minutes, I think it was. So it wasn't really secure at all. You know, I think blame it on the Russians is a wee bit of a joke when a 12-year-old kid from his bedroom could hack into it. So yeah, just shows what kind of idiots we got there that's running the government and these businesses out there. So yeah, America goes by how many states are won rather than the overall vote. So you know, you got a big state there, California, that's got a lot of people, voters in it. So overall, Hillary Clinton got more voters, but because the way it's set up over there, it went in favor of Trump. Pretty much in a landslide, actually. You could see all the states going bing, 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 red, and only a few on the screen were blue, which was the East Coast and the West Coast, New York and California. So yeah, I got a mate in Arizona. He said, "Oh, it'd be good when the sea levels rise from climate change because the coast states will be vanished and there won't be a problem anymore." He's a pro-Trumper, but yeah, it's quite funny. So yeah, Fuzzy Puppy, thanks for joining us. I'm not sure what you were saying. You don't like GUFON either. Yeah. So not too many commenters on the side there. Just Fussy Pup. Is that male or female Fussy Pup? Looks like a female picture, is it? Join our Discord group. The girls are on there chatting away normally. It's in the About tab. We need more people. We need more females in ufology for sure. Vice Snipes. So where did he disappear to? Lions Ground. Yeah, he was talking about Lions Ground was BS. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's terrible. Terrible that even Google would even do that, you know, without doing proper checks. That's just stupid. And Sack seemed to be defending GUFON, saying no, he didn't say that. But at least he says he doesn't like him. I'm not defending him. It sounded like you were defending him to me. But we listened to it over and over again, dear. just to make sure that we weren't misinterpreting what was being said. And no way did he mention about Mylar balloons going up to plane height. He said most of them pop at 3,500 feet. But he didn't deny that Mylars could go as high as a plane. I guess, in that sort of sense. But still, it wasn't clear. And that's why I posted that thing saying, come on, do the research. We got evidence here that Mylars can get up to 26,000 feet at least in one article. So yeah, it doesn't have to be a 2-story weather balloon. Did I post that one? If you want to look at MUFON video clip. I'm probably going to have to wrap up actually. So yeah, playing one. If you want to have a comment on that, you can. But you can see clearly it's not a disc shape. It's not symmetrical at all. And you can only do that when you do filtering. If you try and reduce the overexposure through filters, and you can do color swap, and you can then start to see bits in it, like you can there. You can definitely see it's got a tail going up here. But anyway, enough on that one. So yeah, what was the? Actually, I was going to have a look at that one he was talking about, which looked like a street lamp. Let's see if we can find it on his channel again. I just want to see what he was saying about it. Shelley was saying he was going around in circles on it. Why is it not coming up? Should have probably kept it open. Why can't we see all of it? Where's the show all? Can we go down? No. That's a bit of a bummer. Why is that not opening? Control H, what's that do? Well, that does it. Alright, so where was his one channel again? Yeah. Delete. I want to open it. Oh yeah, here we go. So let's just have a quick look at this one he was looking at. Alright, he's hassling. Well, at least he's got one live stream going at the moment. He hasn't got multiple. It looks like he's hassling poor old UFO Jesus again. So what's he saying about him? A stream on a stream. How about that? How can 36 people watch that garbage from this guy? You know, he doesn't really add anything to ufology. So what is he having a go at?
And when I received that message, it did not feel like it was like a thought that arose in my head. It felt like
arose in your head, by the way. Does anybody here meditate? Has anybody here meditated ever? Because you can
His
go
volumes
a lot
are
of
way
different
low.
places when you meditate. It's an amazing thing. I do recommend learning how to do it. Transcendental meditation is phenomenal. They have this
So what is he saying about this guy? He's always hassling UFO Jesus. Oh, he's talking about that stupid one again, is he? Yeah, it's got the audio sorted. What an idiot. He's got it way low.
Building, and with great intention, I practiced Gong Fu or Kung Fu.
Who has ever called it Gung Fu? Who in the... Who? No, he'd never know.
See, he's just mocking people. He's so what? He said a word wrong, right? It happens. Yeah, I just don't like that guy. So let's see where that video is.
I guess. We don't know. I mean, I don't think we'll...
There it goes. Now tell me you can't
well,
see
that's
that
what I
being a street lamp, right? Straight away.
See, the sad thing about this is it could be real, right?
It could be real. Yeah, it's a real
But
picture
you
or
and I
something.
will never know. But the things that I'm seeing with this, the way he's focusing in, and it doesn't look fake. It's a good...
It's a Billy Meyer, obvious.
I don't know.
Now let's see if we can find it. This is how you do research your GUFON. A street lamp. Images. And we want to find one that matches. So obviously you can get the top bits only. Turn it into a UFO. Probably could do a reverse image search. You probably could do that too. Let's just see if that actually works. They'll probably come up with a hat or something, probably. I bet someone's seen it down the street, this particular object, anyway. Let's just save that. So you can bring up Google. Well, we could use that one, I suppose. Go upload the image. Where's my folder? And you can just drag and drop it on there, and it uploads it. And what's it come up with? Again, to penguin. Okay, I suppose it can look like something right there. But it looks like it hasn't picked up it being a lampshade, unfortunately. But you can see it's got two parts here. I bet if we run it through editor, that we can see it in two parts. You can see it's out of focus as well. Now you can see here, looks like a part of the white bit on a reflector where the bulb goes in. Looks like it might be some a grid pattern going on here. So let's see what can do with sharpener. It's starting to look like a lampshade more and more to me. Starting to come a bit sharper. Now it's starting to look sharper now. Looks really good now. And it looks like it's two parts. Looks like some reflection. Could it be something else other than the lampshade? What do you think? Looks to me like there's a window there and a window there of some curved plastic, and it looks like a metal bit down here. But it looks to me like there's a hole there with, you can see the other side of the lampshade here. You're seeing the other white bit. You see because of the angle. It's slightly tipped upwards. So I think we're seeing a white bit that we're seeing this side of the inside rim here, but I'll just see if we can enhance that a bit more. So instead of trying to guess, is it UFO, is it real? Well, you can see straight away that we're not, it's the pixels seem to be constant. So even at that one you can start to see that there's a sort of like a rim happening. And if we do color swap on it, so it's a real picture of something, but what is it? It looks to me like it's got a hollow bit around there where the bulb fits into. And it hasn't got the bulb in it, of course, and it's got some sort of like clear plastic bits going around. But yeah, I don't think it's a alien craft, because it's not spinning right in that video. So you can start to see the pixels here, and you can start to see the video compression where you get the outside glow effect happening. But you can see all the pixels seem to be constant, even in the image here. So if it's a photograph, I don't know, I think it was on a VHS tape. But you might be able to see some strange striping happening with a VHS tape. But to me that's obviously a true video of something being filmed. I should have done cancel on it, shouldn't I? There we go. So we need to look for that, see if we can find something like that. I don't know if I can save it again and upload it. We'll just try and see if Google changes its mind on it. So now we've got the cleaned up image. Shows reflections from that blurry image there. Why is it? Oh yeah, I made it bigger. So what do we come up now? Still reckons it's a penguin. Oh, a dog. We got a dog this time. So Google image search is not very good. So what if we type in lamp? Does that sort of narrow it down for us? Getting closer. Street lamp is closer. So this is how you use your tools to try and use the algorithms anyway. Google lamp, I mean. And it's narrowing it down. Street lamp. Still not very good though. We've got female shoes. But yeah, we're not getting the lamp. Oh, here we go. That one's close to it. This one here on the wrong angle though. That's a shame. What's that one say? GEC street lamp. Looks very similar to it. It's got that tapered offness to it. Let's have a look. I closed it there. Let's see. It's got that taperness happening. It's got a sort of like a scoop shape to it. So it's not quite the same. Oh. I'll move that back here. So keep on looking. Okay, so it's not that one. It's got more of a bigger top on it. There's another one. There's lots of designs with the same sort of shape, right? Ah, look at that one. Yeah, all these could be used. Oh, what's going on there? Stuffed up. Clicked on it accidentally. That one there. It's got a lot of bird crap on it, but that would make a good UFO if you cut it off there. Put it on some fishing line. Because you can't see fishing line in VHS tape. Can't even see it on high definition, right? So does he actually put the sources anywhere in the side chat when he does his show? Or is it all promoting him? Can't see. Texas. So maybe he has here. Is it a Texas one? That's all I can see. Last one. Let's have a look. That one there. 2008 sounds right. Is that it? Go on Google. There we go. Looks like it's cleverly done. Out of focus. Is that the one we're looking at? That looks like a CGI fake, doesn't it? That's not the same one. Could that be a drone? I know you probably can get drones to look like a UFO. Doesn't look like the same one, does it? CGI can be very tricky to work out. Can't see any fans in it. Could it be jet engines though? Is that rolling shutter effect, or is it actually passing behind the tree there? It'd be a bit hard to tell. It looks like it is passing behind the tree. Yeah, so it's not the same video from the looks of it. Doesn't look a very big object though, does it? When it passes over here, it looks like a small object of some kind. Some really clever CGI. I think I know how this is done. It's on a fishing line, and above is a drone that's towing it along. I think we can see some swaying motion here. There's a fishing line that's going up here, but the drone's out of shot. 2008, they had drones back in 2008. And then I think he mucks around with the speed of it. Looks like it shoots off. I think there was some editing done there. But yeah, you could easily tow that with a drone. It's a small object of some kind. You're not going to see the fishing line. It'll be like 3 strands going up to a drone above. But anyway, that's what we weren't meant to look at that one. We're trying to find the original of this other one. Let's see. Here we go. What year was that? 2008, also Texas. So let's watch the original. 6 minutes. What kind of channel was it? This guy is part of the Paranormal TV guys. I don't know if it's copy protected, but it should be fair use to use it. Let's just skim some of it. So straight away we've got trees here. Perfect for putting a fishing line between 2 trees in the yard. And just having a fishing line this direction here.
But I couldn't talk.
Sounds like it's on a TV show. So just mute that. It's lucky he's got a nice white background, which is perfect for hiding fishing line, especially with stopping reflections of the sun. And it's got to be a street lamp. Too close up on it, and it's still not very good quality. You hoaxer. Texas, huh? It's going between that tree and what's up the other side here is what I want to see. Definitely can see underneath it there. A bit more. You can see the 2 windows I was pointing out, but definitely you can see it looks like it's hollow. Now he's tilted it this way. We're not seeing the inside of it. Look, it's going right to the tree there. Come on. Billy Meyer all the way. Oh, the old famous VHS tape with the corruption on the screen, right? And jittering. So, how do you know this is fake? Well, I don't see it. He doesn't film it to where it disappears, does he? I don't think it's anywhere in that video. It's clearly a model on fishing line, this one. He hasn't done any sort of editing to try and make it look like it speeds off. You always film until they disappear, right? Red flag. Jamie moves on. Yeah, that makes sense. Side chatters. Yeah. Probably copy protected so you can make lots of money from it. Come on, I want to see the right hand side. You know, we never see any more than that, do we? Yeah. Unless it's other clues and other video footage of him walking around. It doesn't look like it. I'd like to see a panorama. We've got something going up here. Which way is he looking? He's looking that direction. And you can see there's trees over this side as well. Okay, take us there, mate, so we can see the trees. What's that noise I'm hearing? Is that on the video? It's kind of weird. Hearing a strange noise in the headset. It's like a EVP almost. Like a breathing noise. People think it's me breathing, it's probably EVP. Can't hear it now. Weird. Well, if you hear any strange noises, it's not me. Top on the bottom, outdoor patio heater. Yes, you might be right there. The top part of a heater. Yes, good thinking, Batman. So yeah, I will just have a quick look through the list here again, though. But yeah, I think you might be right. I think you might be onto it. It's going to be that or a lampshade like this. But 2008, did they have them back then? I thought we would probably nail it quite easily, but yeah, it depends if someone's uploaded it to the internet somewhere. See, there's one that's very similar with the roundness, but too round. It needs to go in a wee bit. See, could be something similar to that one. So many designs, right? But yeah, I wonder what his job was, you know. A lot flatter than that one. Maybe he was a repairman, you know, for doing lampshades. And a lot of the stuff when you do investigation, you get clues like that. You have a look in his garage, right, and see if he's a collector of stuff, bits and pieces. Some of these would make really good UFOs, though. You can see that, though. Just put it on a bit of fishing line and away you go. What's that one? See, look at how good that one would be for a Billy Meyer one, right? Could be a patio heater, like they say, though. We'll have a look in a minute. A lot of fun trying to nail it down, right? It's time consuming. You could easily chew up 9 hours on this till you find the right one and then overlay it, and bingo, it's a sack match. Nothing's popping out to me here, though, unfortunately. Just shows how many images are up there, and that was just the first page. And because we're using the image to try and narrow it down to the shape, so look at that, these ones, you know. Oh, that's me rubbing the microphone there, sorry. I need a drink, really, but we're going to wrap up in a minute. Getting a bit dry mouth. Yeah, not seeing what we're after. So, heater. Let's have a look at that suggestion. We want to see the top part, though, don't we? We're back to this thing where it's showing the whole thing. They seem to have bigger tops on it to what we're seeing in the image, though, isn't it? Still think it's a street lamp of some kind, or maybe a lamp. Yeah. Something like this, you see, would make a perfect UFO. What other suggestions we got? Maybe we could type in portable lamp, maybe. Yeah, not seeing the right shape again. What's that one? Can't quite see it, but something like that. No, it could be a heater. Just might stumble across the right one. 2008 though. Wonder if we can put 2008 in the search, narrow it down to the year. It could be something from an older past though. Doesn't seem to have narrowed it down much, but it does kind of look like that one there with the things on the little windows on it. So you could be right, you know. Let's have a look again. It's got those little windows where the heat would come out, rather than that would make sense why you got metal bit here, because it's heating rather than creating light. I think the patio light, heater light, actually is making more sense now. So you can see here it's got that shiny bits around the outside, the white bits here. And it's got that tapered bit. That one can't quite see. No. Oh, here we go. Bingo. That's really close, I think. No, it's tapered. This one's got a wee bit going around the outside. Damn. Thought we had it then. Yeah, I think we'll probably have to give it away, but I think we're on the right track anyway. Shame the image match doesn't work quite as good as the human brain does. You know, we can look at it three-dimensionally in their heads and rotate it. Now, Google image search can't do that. It can't picture it three-dimensionally, and like we can in our brains. Perhaps they'll have it in the future, you know, with quantum computers that are able to process a lot of algorithms and turn it algorithmically. So did he actually come up with a solution himself on that one? Where was it?
Video, I will get dinged.
He's panicking about getting copyright.
No. I don't know, B. I liked it when I saw it from far away, so let's start over. Yeah, like that pic, that view. Let's try it again. There's a longer version of this. See, it's even moving. It's even like you can see some lights under it.
No, it's just the angle changing. You saw when the bird flew across there, that sort of gave you an idea that it actually looked like it wasn't too far away from the bird, actually.
If a bird landed on it, then I would know it's up there. That's too good to be true, but I'm telling you, I'm looking right at it on my big screen.
See, that's just the rim reflecting there.
Baker, there's something off about it, though.
Was he not saying street lamp and heater and stuff like we are?
No.
Did he actually say street lamp? Let's have a search. Let's look at the transcript. I think Shelley looked at it, didn't you? You would know if he solved it or not. Find lamp. Has he got lamp mentioned? 0 for lamp. Okay. Heater. 0 for heater. Street. 0 for street. So yeah, he's not nutting it out at all. So yeah, waste of time really.
Minute and 10. Let's do this. Okay, here's what we're gonna do.
Put it in an
3
editor.
seconds in. This is directly above. If we go straight down, it's right above the 2. So let's see if it moves down further from there. If he goes back that far. Remember, this just comes right here at the fence. So let's see. Hopefully he doesn't walk around. We're going to try to figure this out. I want to see something. So he must have moved. Here's the 2. It moved from here to here.
Yeah, because he's standing filming it with a handy cam and just rotated around. He moved and looked underneath more. So it's definitely on a string, because if he steps 1 foot forward, you see more of underneath where it's hanging. And he steps back, then you don't see it. Yeah, I thought handy cams could zoom in a bit better than that, because obviously he hasn't tried to do that. Obviously, because then you might see the cable. Well, anyway, he's not helping us, and I don't think. I think we're closer to it. I bet someone will know what it is for sure. Someone will say, "Yeah, I got one of those in the garage." So yeah. Suppose as much as we can do on that one. We know obviously it's not a UFO, because that guy didn't film it flying away, right? Or landing or whatever. So yeah, you got to go through the checklist on those things. The video and the object is real. It's just a model, you know. Well, a lampshade of some sort. Well, we could type in lampshade, see what we come up with. That's another one. Lampshade. Oh, if I can type it. Unfortunately, my eye's watering now for some reason. My left one, which is meant to have the operation on, it's got the cataracts in it. So we've got lampshades here, but yeah. I think you'd have to use it with the image. I think the street lamps are probably still a closer fit though. They come in all different sizes, right? See, that one's got a sort of taper going. It's just too many of them. Still more to load, is it? I know we got to the end. So yeah, I don't know. See, that one's got metal bits coming down, you see, and windows. Let's try lampshade. And I suppose we're a wrap up for the day anyway. Lampshade 2008. It's not using the image, is it? We've got to do it here. Lampshade. What happened? What happened there? want to go back to the search. Oh, here we go. So I want to type in lampshade. See if that gives us black ones. Oh, it has two. There we go. Very similar. Ah, and then it stuffs up. Oh, there's the black ones. I suppose that's paid advertisers, is it? Oh yeah, looks like it. That one looks like a hat. Look, lampshade. Shaped like a bowler hat. Another one looks like a hat. Yeah. Still no match, right? We need a little bit inside to match up. That one's closer with a bit inside. And that one's got a bit inside. It's frustrating. So what did Jamie Missan say the video was? A genuine UFO, I guess. Anyway. Like I said, you can waste a lot of time. Sometimes you can stumble across it pretty quick. Sometimes they even have the same street lamps in the same street in the area, and you can sort of just cut and paste it, you know. And some of the fakes where they've sort of somehow got access to one of the lamps used around the street, maybe fell off or something. But yeah, you'd be surprised how many people fake stuff like that. Anyway, we got up to 11 views, yeah. Let's see, how are we going for time? Yeah, I better wrap up. I've got to get going, have dinner and stuff. It's been fun though. I find it more interesting when we're actually looking at UFO videos than talking about other UFO channels. I don't know if UFO Stalker's got anything up here. Let's have a quick look. So straight away we got light in the sky. It looks like a reflection of a ceiling lamp straight away to me. Is it a ceiling lamp shining off a window? It kind of looks like it. See where that one goes. So what they say in a big long blurb. Let's have a readout of that one. I know I should be getting going though.
My family and I were traveling west on US 270. We observed a large bright light to the southwest. We then observed a smaller light move from the larger one at a high rate of speed moving north-northwest. We pulled over and watched as 8 more for a total of 9 smaller lights flew to the north-northwest at very high speeds. Some of the smaller light would change in brightness. Shortly after the 9th light, we began to observe known aircraft in the same vicinity as the smaller lights. They also were flying in at a high rate of speed in the same direction as the lights. The whole event took place over a 30-minute period. Aircraft that seemed to pursue the unknown lights came from the east overhead toward the west.
Well, it does look like a cloud layer here, and we're getting a refraction of light through some sort of fogginess. But it does kind of look like a spotlight reflection of a glass as well. It looks like a bright light here. So yeah, I don't know. A whole family lying about a UFO sighting. That also could be one of those helium LED balloons that we looked at. You know how they got great big huge ones they use for light and industrial sites. Let's see, industrial LED balloon. And they've got helium in them, but they've got LEDs. And of course, as you know, helium is an inert gas, so it never explodes from a spark. So that's what they use it. Lead balloon. They're quite big. I don't know if we can find any ones for industrial scale, but they're a bit like these ones here. They just have a cable underneath, and they just float around above a construction site, and they're light and low power consumption, and they can just light up a building site. I think here's one. Balloon light, they're called. Okay. So we've got some bigger images of it. Nope. But it gives you an idea. It's like one of those patio heaters even. So yeah, they can break off and float upwards as well. Looks very similar to that, doesn't it? Firefighters using one here. Tripod balloon light. And they can go quite high and light up a whole area there. But you also got ones with helium. Now that one's on a tripod, but that's not the ones we're looking for. You got helium ones as well. Does that one say helium? Tripod. Maybe have to want helium in it. Lead light maybe. They can be quite huge in size. Bit like a weather balloon on a bit of cord, right? That's lanterns, I think. Here we go. Inflatable LED light. That's what we're looking for. 400 watt of LED. That's going to be quite bright, I suppose. Oh, look how bright it goes. So yeah, if one of those breaks off from a construction site, floats up into the sky, right? It's going to look like that in the picture. Or it could be just a bunch of these ones that you can get for parties, just floating in the atmosphere there. It kind of looks like a irregular shape, doesn't it? But you can see how bright all this stuff gets and how it can fool people now. So it just makes it a bit more complicated for real UFO evidence now. It's probably a bunch of these smaller ones, I'd say. But yeah, you have to understand what's out there, you know, to be able to pattern match. And they zoom right into it there. But you can see here, it looks almost like it's got other little circles inside of it happening. Looks like a bunch of balloons, LED balloons. So we went from a reflection on a window possibly to LED balloons. Construction balloon to multiple balloons. What else we got? I suppose better get going. Oh, what's that one there? Kind of looks like a long exposure one where something's moving through the sky. Security camera. I was watching the NASA solar orbiter take off. So it could be just the ISS passing overhead. Object appeared to be a Serbian NASA's orbiter. So could it be a drone they've got up there with some lights on it so they can see whereabouts it is? So who knows? I need a lot more information on that one. What do we got on this one? Nice sunset. Okay. So I think there's a black object in the middle here. Let's do the ultra zoom. And what does it look like, people? It's got a bird shape to it, hasn't it? Right. Oh, can't get any bigger than that without going off the side. A bug or bird flying past. Looks like the wings are tucked in on the side on that one. I thought it was going to be a lens flare because they're aiming at the sun. And alright, so they're filming it through a car window, which doesn't help. I saw it here a minute ago. It's going to be a bug or a bird again, we don't know. Is it close to the car or far away? Go for a car window. Looks like one of these ravens again that we talked about earlier. Oh, come on. Look, you can see one there. That suggests it's a raven or crows flying around. Where's the other one? I've lost you. Where was the other one? I saw it up here, wasn't it? And then we got this one here. Coming down. Can't quite get it on super zoom. The program's not perfect. It wants to keep going right when I zoom in, unfortunately. Yeah, it looks like a bird. Crow of some sort. If it was a flying saucer, it would be parallel, wouldn't it, to the ground? It wouldn't be on a tilt like that. All the photographs, they were tilted. Okay. So far, one balloon, one bird, right? So, and that was only the first two images. And on that GUFON, guys, there was Avian Edit was saying 1%. That's just nonsense. Already we're at 50%, and we've only been through the first two pictures here. Here's another one with a bright light in the sky. Again, it's going to be probably a plane. Oh, a collection of these damn lead balloons again that they use at wedding parties. See, it's pretty grainy, isn't it? You can't tell much by that, that's for sure. You can see how far we can get in there. Whoops. Shelley, you gone? Robert's still with us. Okay. But this is the more interesting side of stuff when we're looking at pictures. Again, I don't know. Plane lights in the distance. LED balloon. We need a video, don't we? I don't know if there's a video here. See how it moves. Come on, get out of it. Doesn't look like it. I don't think there is one. Just two still pictures. Probably LED balloons floating across the sky. Anything else here? Looks like it's interesting. What's this one? It looks upside down. This one looks like it could be lens flare. Let's zoom in on it. So it's obviously not the original picture because they've circled it. I can't quite get it even on super zoom. You can see just a little white speck there, I think. As if you're going to do much with that. It's just crazy. Could be just lens flare even, right? Oh, that's all we got. A screen snapshot where they circled it. How useless is that? So what they're saying, object moving at credible speeds, makes a U-turn. Look, there's a cut and paste job here. Look, that's taken from another web page. That's a fake one. When you ever see that, it's highly suspect. That is a cut and paste job from a web page. Military base. Yeah. That's probably a hoax one. Okay. Disappointing again, isn't it, for MUFON? Anyway, I better finish up. It's getting 5:45 and I got to have dinner at 6. Take the dog out. As he'll be moaning. Hey, what's that one got? Don't know. Is it upside down or what? Again, it's another crazy little light in the sky. What's it saying here?
I was taking a photograph of a star formation and thought I saw something out of the corner of my right eye, but when I removed my phone from my eyes there was nothing there. It was only the next day when I checked the photo I saw the object and its tail on the photo.
Yeah. So it's probably a portrait then, isn't it? Again, not much to go on. Could be like a shooting star. Could be anything really. Could be a lead balloon passing by. And look, we got even more here. Looks like balloons again. I think the lead balloon's going to become more popular. Again, we don't know which way. That's the correct way, whether it's landscape or portrait, because it gets it wrong. Okay, so obviously it looks like a reddish yellow dot in the sky. Could be, in that case, this one could be a Chinese lantern, because they are that color in the distance. Fire balloon is another name for them. And looks like he's got some motion blur on it and it stretched it out that time. So yeah, pretty useless, just 2 photographs. Huh? So what did he have to say about this one? Red light in the sky. There you go. It's going to be a bloody Chinese lantern, isn't it? Right, here we go. Russia, is it? Russia. Do they have Chinese lanterns in Russia? I suppose it's next to China. I suppose there's no reason why they wouldn't have them. Or it could be like a flare drop from a military plane. There's the other option there. So yeah, not much to go on. I mean, you can see it's 2014. It's only been reported this year. Why do people wait so long to report stuff? That's kind of strange. Okay, next one. Yeah, I gotta get going. Yeah, we'll look at more of this another time. What are you laughing at, Susan? There's Robert making jokes on the side here. Good night. Oh, seriously have to go. Yeah, okay. So, thanks, Fuzzy Pickles. Who's a pickle? Fuzzy Pickles. Have a good night. Where's Pickles? I don't see Pickles. There's a lot of Suzanne and Shelley talk and Robert. Hey guys, I better wrap up. Thanks for joining us anyway. And Robert, what are you doing tomorrow? Mental, wasn't it? Was it all Mental, or are you going to do another case after? So that would be another 12 hours. What is it? 12 hours. Yeah, 12 hours plus some. 12 hours, 21, no, 18 hours, is it? for me anyway, so I need a wee bit of a break. Okay, so yeah, Robert will be doing that tomorrow, and we'll be, it's not a simple case, it's a messy case, isn't it? So it'll probably take a few hours to do that one. That's the one where the plane crashed, where they said he was chasing a high altitude balloon. So that will be interesting to see what Robert's got to say on that one. Fantastic job, thank you. Yeah, thanks for mods and all that. I'll just close down now though, else I'll start to ramble. Hey, I didn't say it was perfect, but anyway, here we go, kicking off. Thanks for liking and sharing, and yeah, let's get back into the UFO topic and forget about these turkeys out there for a while. Good night, everybody. I'll type up something on the side. I can't even type. I think I got it right, did I? No, not quite. Oh well, you know what I mean. It's hard to type when you're laying on the bed. On the side. Thanks, Susan. I'll see you on Discord. Yeah, you want to talk to us after the show? Get on Discord. Or Facebook group. No zombies, no zombie live here. Because I'll be clicking the end stream in a minute.